You got it locked on Roadium Radio.
Due to circumstances beyond anyone's control, Dr. Dre is in the motherfucking house. So right about now, and I say, yo Steve, are you with me? ICE, are you with me?
Here's a little something about a nigga like me that never should've let me buy a tape from Steve. Ice Cube would like to play dope shit mixed by Dr. Dre. Since I was a youth, I like Compton. Now I like the motherfucking Roadium. Buying a tape or two, that's what the hell I do. You don't like Tony A? Well, fuck you, this is a game, and I'm in it. Ice Cube will fuck you up in a minute with a right, left, right, making you sick. And then you see Tony A is on the mix.
Tony A! Tony A! When you're ready, go.
Welcome back, everyone, to Roadium Radio episode 241. I almost forgot it. I almost said 240, but it's 241. I want to thank everybody who tuned in, everybody in the comment section who liked, subscribed, whatever, disliked. It doesn't matter. You guys are still watching. So I want to thank all of you guys here, because if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be here. Okay, so I want to thank you once again for being here. Today I got a very special guest, but before I introduce him, I'm going to go ahead and give a few minor announcements. If you didn't get a chance to watch any of the verses, you can watch round 1, round 2, round 3. Okay, so make sure you guys go check that out. If you guys haven't seen any of the Dining with the Wizards, go check them out. I did maybe like 10, 12 episodes, I believe. And if you didn't get a chance to watch the Drinking with the Wizard on my birthday, which was Monday, go check that one out. We're going to continue to keep that going. But I probably won't be announcing it. I'll probably just go live, and whoever subscribed gets to watch it. So be checking that out, who will be my next special guest. Other than that, today's episode is just a little different simply because I interview artists, rappers, singers, authors. I even interviewed a mayor, the first Latina mayor of the city of Downey. I interview rock artists, punk rock artists, but today I'm interviewing a podcaster, an interesting individual that many of you never thought that this would happen. So I guess what? We came together, we proved you wrong, those of you guys who doubt it. Other than that, without further ado, please allow me to introduce Gil from the American Cholo podcast.
What's up, Tony?
How
¿Cómo estamos,
doing,
carnal?
Yeah, real good, my bro.
How you guys doing out there? Let's get this thing popping, Tony. Yeah, a lot of people didn't think this was gonna happen.
Right.
I myself wasn't so much that I didn't think it was gonna happen. I thought it was gonna just take a little while, you know. First of all, I want to thank you and your whole crew for having me come on, and I really appreciate you. Well, I don't know if you did reach out, Tony, but I reached out first. Okay. So I when people may think that I had an issue with you, it was no issue. It was just a lack of communication, right?
Right.
Anyway, we'll put it out there if you don't mind what it was. When you first came out, I saw Roadium Radio. I said, "Oh man, this is popping, right?"
Yeah.
So I hit you up. I said, "Hey Tony, would you mind if I put a commercial on one of my podcasts?" Right. And I did. I put that commercial on my podcast. I think I ran it for a little bit, whatnot. And then you started doing your thing, and I said, "All right." Soon after that, I hit you up and I said, "Hey Tony, what's up, man? You want to do a podcast?" And all I got from you, Tony, was 2 little hands saying, "Have a blessed week," boy. And I was like, I guess that means no. I don't.
Right.
and that's pretty much when it was kind of like,
right.
We started going our own separate ways. And I got to give this guy, I think you blocked him on IG, Super Mario. I think he's a very good fan. He's a big time fan of yours. He just got under your nerves. He kept trying to get you and I together, right, on Instagram. And I just felt at the time, Tony, and that's what we're here for, to discuss that.
Yeah.
I felt that I was like getting shined on.
Okay.
I was feeling like that you were shining me on. That, and then I started giving some super chats, and you were like, I don't know what it was. I mean, I don't know. And that's what we're here to talk about, right?
Right.
And then the homie from Carnalismo Clothing, shout out to him. He got us together, and that's the guy that kind of was the catalyst for us to start talking. And then that kind of, it was almost like negotiations between two nations.
Right. You know, and I know he reached out to me and kept trying, but my whole thing was like, respectfully, why am I talking to you? I could talk to him.
Right.
Okay. So I guess it was like a couple of days before we talked on the phone for the first time. and we'll get to my text message.
Yeah, of course.
What happened was 2 guys called me on a Monday and told me, hey, what's up with you? And it sounded like something was brewing. What's up with you and, American Cholo, and the beef? And I just said, well, I never even met the guy. I don't have nothing against him.
Right.
Well, no, just like they're talking about there's a beef. And I was like, nah, bro. So he goes, oh, okay. A couple hours later, somebody else called me up. He goes, hey, is there a beef? And that kind of pissed me off because I was like, bro, you're accusing me of something that I know nothing about.
Right.
So I remember on the group text with Carnalismo Clothing and yourself, I said, okay, I still have his number. So I reached out to you and then I just said, hey, you know what, can we talk? Can you give me a call at your earliest convenience? So, and then you reached out and then I just made things very clear. So look, bro, I think it's unfair for me to dislike someone whom I never even met.
Right.
I just want to clear the air and say, you know what, I've never had anything to say about you or anything like that for somebody to think that there was a beef. Now, I believe the guy that we did block on YouTube. Okay.
Instagram, I think it was.
Okay. I always tell people this. With me, approach is everything.
Right.
You don't get a second chance to make a first impression. And he just continued and continued.
Oh, yeah, he was on me too.
So I just... And I let him go for a while, but he just kept on. Yo, you talk about this as unity. How come this? How come that? And then I believe somebody commented back and told him, how many more Chicanos does he have to interview before you stop crying unity?
Right.
So when I was just like, I don't know who this guy is. So I shouted out to my team and they just said, just block the dude. So I didn't know who he was. I thought he was
I don't know who he was either. He's just a guy that kept trying. Like I said, and then I think the phone call you got was because somebody on my live hit me up and they told me, hey, what's up with Tony? I saw you on his live. I saw you donate some money and ask him about unity. And he kind of, I said, yes. And he kind of shrugged me. I said, to be honest with you, I don't think Tony really likes me. But I wasn't like, fuck Tony. I was like, I don't think Tony really likes me. It is what it is. You asked me. One thing with me, Tony, you asked me a question. I'm going to tell you the truth, brother.
And that's a good thing.
And that's a good thing. But I think it can come off like between us, like with you're doing the verses, right?
Yes.
I started doing, and I just did it twice, I think it was, a talent show. And then people were coming to my comment section. Why are you stealing Tony's thing? Why? I'm like, homie, talent show's been going on for years, man. I said, just like movies been going on for years and that. I said, it could be like me saying, hey, I started doing YouTube, but this year, why you guys? There's enough room for everybody. But
there's enough room, enough shine, enough money for everyone.
Yeah, and I think this is great because one way or another, we are both putting our egos to the side.
Yes.
And that's the big problem with us as Raza, as Latinos, that our egos get too big.
Yes, sir.
And we end up saying, well, I don't need Tony. Tony don't need me. Fuck that guy. And no, in order for us to really, move ahead in America as it is, we do need each other. We're family. And are we going to be a dysfunctional family or are we going to be a functional family? This right here shows that we can be a functional family.
Absolutely. Now, to address the DMs that you were telling me, I had mentioned to you over the phone, I was like, no, I don't remember. But one thing I did remember was one day somebody sent me your page.
Right.
And he said, check it out, dude. This guy is playing your trailer.
Right.
And then I was like, it was so funny because I said, fuck, this guy is playing. Who is this guy? Not knowing that it was you on the DM, okay? Now, this is my 6th page, so you probably DM'd me maybe on my 2nd page.
Yeah,
I've never had a page longer than a year. Honestly, I've just been on this page now maybe 3 weeks.
Right.
And I get a lot of DMs. That's why I'm very strict when I tell people, send your music to the Gmail because links will get you deleted. Sometimes people send you false links.
Right.
Okay. So, but I did see, so I knew you were telling the truth when you said, you did play your trailer on your show.
And that was when we were both at very low numbers.
Yes.
You just barely came out, but like I said, I saw Raza. I said, oh shit, this is dope. And a lot of people don't know that because it's been, in podcast history, it's history, right?
Right.
But people don't know that. They're like, oh, you be hating on. I'm like, dude, I actually played Tony's shit when he first came out. And any other Latino podcasts out there,
Very true.
I always supported their stuff, man. But
very true.
Other than that, Tony, again, thank you for having me on, man.
Oh, you're very welcome.
That's all water under the bridge.
Yes, absolutely. And now, as far as other podcasters, like for an example, I didn't know anything about Hoodstocks when I started this podcast. We started following each other on Instagram, and I didn't know the guy. I didn't know where he was from, and I didn't care to know where he was from. But I saw that he was Raza, so what I did, I reached out to him in a DM, and I shot him my number, and I said, hey, you know what? You ever need anything, you let me know.
That's right.
And he shot me his number 2. I had him on here. He had me on there. So it worked out. The whole point on doing that was what you just said, that we can come together.
Right.
You know, and one thing that I do want to cover is because it's this. And I get people that come on either in the live chat or the comments. And it doesn't upset me or offend me in any way, but I have a point to the story that I'm sharing. American Cholo's podcast is better. Hoodstock's podcast is better. You know, so here's my thing. Can we all coexist?
I think we can.
Yeah, I believe so too.
We can.
Without ever having to say, I'm better.
Yeah, we don't have to compete with one another.
Right.
But to be completely honest with you, you and Hoodstocks were saying you guys were the best podcast. You guys were kind of tooting your own horns when you guys went on his podcast, homeboy.
Well, maybe you were gonna have to send me the clip. No,
I'm just keeping it real. You monsters were fucking stroking each other's thing, talking about, yeah, you're the best Chicano pack, you're the best Chicano. And one thing I've never heard from you, Tony, I've never heard you once say my name on any of your podcasts ever. Even when they give you a super chat or anything. And towards the end, the last couple of weeks, I was trolling you, but I was trolling you like, all right, here you go. Hey, my controller gave a super chat. Tony's like, oh. And I don't know what it was, but like I said.
Well, you're going to have to show me that clip of where we were stroking each other because I don't remember that shit. Okay, but now.
But it's all love, homie. It's all love.
I remember on Dining with the Wizard, you did ask him about unity. Right. Now, in all fairness, I'll be honest with you. To me, I believe there's a place and time for everything. I was fucking pedo.
Oh, that I could say.
And I wasn't about to get into unity and kill my whole mood.
I get that. So, I'm down with that.
But we can talk about that now. I mean, you know, somebody said, why did this take so long? I do believe timing is everything.
Yes, of course.
Okay. But now, as far as, you know, podcasting, man, I know you got another guest that is going to appear on our second round.
Oh, yeah, for sure. No, my boy Boo Boo, the co-host.
Okay. Now, has he been a co-host for a minute?
Yeah, he's been a co-host for like 3-4 years now. He's been
really?
There. Yeah. He just comes. Boo Boo only comes when I do interviews.
Oh, okay. Because I see you by yourself.
Yeah, because believe it or not, a lot of times the people love the political stuff, even though they say they hate it. A lot of times, my own political stuff, people love it. They call in all the time. But if you notice, just about every interview, he'll be there. The only time he's not there when he's in Vegas or when he's doing something like family-wise. But for all the interviews, he's always there. Okay. He's the wingman over there. Okay. Now I have some people. I never heard of this guy, but I'm going to tune in. So for those people that are tuned in, let me ask you a few questions. Like, sure. For an example, like, where did you grow up at? Like, where originally are you from? I'm from North Hollywood, man. I was actually, though, if people didn't know, and if I wouldn't have said, I was born in Honduras. Okay. I'm actually Central American. People say, where were you born? I was born in Honduras, but I'm from North Hollywood. I've been in North Hollywood since 1981. Okay. I came here. I mean, I'm thinking I'm back in my studio, right? I came to North Hollywood, 81. That was LA back in the scene, right? Yeah. By 89, I was already in gangs, because just like out here, it was rampant. Exactly. And I was in the hood, and eventually I became a gangbanger in the hood. My mom was a cocaine dealer. She was slanging coke. I was gangbanging. My brother was gangbanging, even though my brother was from a rival hood. It was just, sometimes what school you go to. How did that work out? I went to Walter Reed Junior High. My homies that first started the hood, I was only probably 4 years behind when my hood started, right? Okay. They were North Hollywood High. They all got kicked out. And what happens was the guys from North Hollywood High, all the homies got kicked out, and most of there was now the guys from Violent Boys. So my brother took off, went to North Hollywood High. Yeah. He ended up getting into Violent Boys. And I ended up getting into North Hollywood Boys. So it was kind of weird growing up. But right. The one thing was, my brother, luckily, he was down. He was actually one of those crazy guys that you get into a fight with. Lo tienes que matar, güey. Yeah. He's one of those guys. He was one of those guys. I'm going to keep coming forward. I don't give a fuck how fucked up I am. I'm going to keep coming forward. But he didn't really have, I don't know if the gene is what I'm trying to say. Like, he wasn't into it as much as I was. He actually stepped back pretty quickly. He's one of those guys, which most of those guys are. Right. And I actually took it a little more forward and went forward for a lot of times in the hood doing that. Okay. Now, did you ever at all go back, being an active gang member at that time, did you ever go back to Honduras? And then was there any conflict knowing that you were not from there, but from here now? I did go back to Honduras in 1991. I already had a tattoo on my stomach, my neighborhood, right? But back then, you got to remember, this is 91. there's no gangs over there yet.
Okay.
There is no MS. There is no 18 out there. The MS and 18 Street the only thing we export in the United States is gangs and guns and weapons, right? So we didn't start exporting gangs until like maybe 97, 98. That's when the big push for, hey, we need to start getting these guys out of here. They started, not evicting them, but, deporting them.
Yes.
So when I went there in 91, no, it was nice. It was cool. It was, it was almost like, I went there with a dope dealing mom. So it was like, we had a nice place to stay at, but in reality, there was no gangs out there. There was zero gangs out there in Honduras back then. They didn't go to about 97.
Wow, it's funny because I want to say early 90s, I had a couple of like Salvadorian homies, okay?
Right.
And even though they were from the neighborhood, they were Salvadorians,
right.
Okay? They used to always tell me, I can't go back to El Salvador. And I go, why? He goes, bro, I got fucking, the barrio hooked up. Like, I'll get fucked up out there.
At a certain time, yeah. By the time, if you get deported, like, let's say 97 and on,
yes,
you're going to go over there. I don't care. You got Wilmas on you, homie. You're going to be Wilmas Chocho or Wilmas fucking MS. And if you don't bow down, you're going to get killed. No.
Right.
I had a couple homies go out there and killed. And me, myself, they tried to deport me in 1998. But luckily, they didn't know that my mom actually, one of the first things my mom did was she was slanging dope or whatnot. She never got on welfare. She never got any help. And her main thing was to come over here and get us our citizenship.
Yes.
And we became citizens, I think it was like 86, 87. So through all of that time, but when I'm in the system,
right,
and they see where I was born, they see Honduras, and automatically they think, oh, this fool's illegal.
Yeah. And
they did try to deport me, and I was thinking, dude, if my mom wouldn't have done that, because there's a lot of mothers that don't got that hustle in them, right? If my mom wouldn't, I would have been dead by now. I would have got deported in 98. I would have been dead in Honduras. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
You mentioned a brother, older brother, if I'm correct.
Yes.
You come from a big family? Like, you have a lot of
No,
brothers?
that's it. Really, my whole family out here was me, my mom, my brother. Then I had an aunt and two little cousins, and they're gone. So as far as my family, even out here right now, like that is me and my mom's. With my wife, huge family. And they're my family too. My wife's brothers, which are my cuñados, are actually my homies, which I knew before her. Mm-hmm. So it was, it was just that whole mold where it became the homies are actually my family, But these are all guys that are, working people. They're not the guys on the streets running amok, but they're still homies that are very well respected in the neighborhood.
Right.
So that's what it is.
I want to bring up something that I think could be controversial to certain people that feel a certain way towards non-Chicano / Mexicans. Mm-hmm. Okay. You growing up here, and at least I believe it is predominantly Raza. I'm going to be specific, Mexican or Chicanos. Okay?
Yeah, Chicano, Mexican Americans.
Did you ever get looked down at or frowned upon because you were not Mexican?
I think what it was, it wasn't even so much that. It was that when I first came to the country, que hablaba español.
Sí.
Since Spanish was my first language, it wasn't even about, he's Central American, he's this, I look at that, he's a wetback, or he's a little kids won't really say it, but that's pretty much what it was. So it wasn't even Central American. It was more like the Americanized Mexican Americans are talking shit to these guys because they're in ESL or they don't speak Spanish. And there's a lot of homies now that I'm barely figuring out. Oh shit, is Nicaragua, way? It is El Salvador.
Yeah.
You know how many homies we have that are Central American? Like, for instance, one of the biggest gang hubs in LA is the Pico and Union area. That's 18th Street, Burlington Locals, Crazy Riders, MS. You got all kind of, majority of those guys are Central Americans.
Yeah.
And I think that most people that bring that up, it's because they got nothing else. I mean, that's the one thing they'll try to bring on me. You ain't even Mexican, fool. I got a lot of Mexicanos that I work at work that say you're not Mexican. So it's easy to sit there and say you're not Mexican, you're not this. But at the end, we're Raza, because Mexican is not a nationality. It's just a hood, let's say. It's just a hood. So you're trying to say your hood's better because you're from Mexico? No, I mean, when you're at work, when you're anywhere, just like we a lot of times make the mistake, say, look at that Chino.
Exactly.
Everybody bumps us into the same thing. But if I wouldn't have ever came out and said, que soy de Honduras, I mean, people would have found out, but that wasn't the reason I didn't hide it. It was because I am who I am. But I was born in Honduras, but I'm from North Hollywood. I mean, you ask me where I'm from North Hollywood. That's who made me the person that I am.
Right. And I'm glad we're covering this, because growing up, I've had a lot of friends that were from Guatemala, from El Salvador, from Honduras.
Right.
And I would see a lot, not necessarily my homies, but a lot of Raza Chicanos. Oh, este pinche cerote, este mamón.
Oh, and I hear that. I hear that at work sometimes.
You know what? And to me, that's always rubbed me the wrong way, because look what if, for an example, my mom was half Salvadorian? Mm-hmm. are you going to say that about me? You know, maybe I haven't told you, but both my parents were from Mexico. Okay.
Right.
I came over here. Half of my family was born over there. Half of my family was born here. One thing that I've learned amongst our own raza is that I'm not considered Mexican because I wasn't born there. Okay. But though my mother and my father were born there,
right?
They took a trip over here. I was born here, so now I'm disqualified from being a Mexican, but not knowing that I can go back over there and get a Mexican citizen.
Yeah, for sure.
So that to me, that's the stuff that we need to stop.
Right, right.
I cannot sit here and say, I do not see Gil like Raza because he's from Honduras. To me, honestly, that would be chicken shit.
Yeah, but that's the reason I believe, Tony, that the Chicano movements of the 70s didn't become as powerful as they are, because one thing that Chicanos have had, and I consider myself Chicano all day long.
Yes.
I am. That's why Chicano is a lifestyle. In other words, you're gonna tell all those Asian guys in Vietnam, Japan, they have the lowrider scene. Are we gonna go there and tell them, hey, you guys ain't Raza, you can't do this, right? No, they're not gonna say it. We're like, oh shit, that's just down. So Chicano is a lifestyle, but the problem with Chicanos now is not so much was that it was that tribalship. Fuck no, you're a Central American, you're this. And that's what I think didn't really grow the movement as big as it should.
I have to agree with that. And there's going to be people that like that and people that don't like that, but it doesn't matter. You know, to me, whether you like it or not, my thing is this, that I look at everybody like Raza.
Yeah, you're supposed to.
I knew a guy that, I won't say his name, but he was a Salvadorian rapper.
Right.
Really, really good rapper. He was afraid to come out because they're not going to like me because I'm Salvadorian.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you. I said, whoever doesn't like you, fuck them.
Yeah.
You're talented. Talent has no color. You've been blessed with a gift. Use it. He never came out.
Right, but he was right. He was right, because a lot of people, and like I said, that's the only thing that the last of Mexicans would try to sit there and hate on me. They can't call me a punk. They can't call me a chump. They can't call me a rat. They can't call me anything. They'll try to discredit me. That boy in Mexico, he can't talk about Mexican things. Then why don't you talk about it if you're so down with the people?
No, that's a great point. You talk about it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that won't talk about it, but they'll troll you and point the finger. Okay, and that's one thing we really need to stop being chicken shit like that. You know, look, let me tell you something, Gil. I walk the streets alone. Many times I go to the diner by myself. I'll be on the phone making business calls, or booking people here.
Doing your thing.
Not one person, and the 90% of the time when I go travel to a restaurant, a club, a bar, when somebody invites me to an event, 90% of the time I go by myself. Okay, the other 10% I go with my son. Not one person has ever came up to me and said like, "Hey, I don't like you, motherfucker." you know. If anything, believe it or not, it's always been love.
Yeah.
So my question is to you: when people possibly recognize you in the street, has anybody ever?
Never, homie. It's all love. I ran into people like 2-3 weeks ago. I ran into a guy at the Tom's restaurant right there in my neighborhood, right? And he's in his Regal. I'm looking at his Regal because he got all primered out. It's like a gangster one. And I'm looking, and then I'm walking past him. He's like, "American Cholo." Like, what's up? He's got his kid in the back, and the guy's in his like mid to late 20s. Oh man, I knew I was gonna run into you because I'm from the city, right?
Yeah.
I knew I was gonna run into you. He's like, "Man, thank you, homie." He's like, "You're opening my eyes, man." I said, "You're learning something?" He's like, "Yes, man." I said, "That's what it's about. It's about that little girl back there, dude." And I've had that happen to me so many times. And I went to the Lowrider Super Show right here in Long Beach, right in the harbor area. Shout out to the harbor area, by the way. When I went to the Super Show over there, hey, homie, I got nothing but love, fool. I got nothing but love. This is the one thing that I will get from people that sometimes I rub the wrong way. Hey, Gil, there's sometimes like, oh. That's what they tell me. They're like, "Oh, this motherfucker." But you know what? I love what you're doing. If they weren't feeling that way, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing, because what I'm doing is I'm ruffling feathers. I'm making people have that discussion that they don't feel real comfortable about, right? I'm not looking for a fight, although I will not run for a fight. I'm looking for a conversation. I'm looking to have those conversations that we as Raza for many years thought was taboo. For many years was put your head, sigue trabajando. No, we're gonna stop from working. We're gonna figure out how the fuck we get more money, more pay, get our schools right, get the homeless people off the streets. We need to get into politics, and that's pretty much what I'm trying to do, Tony.
Okay. Eventually, we're going to get into that.
For sure.
Because that was one of the questions that fans submitted to ask you about politics. But now, as far as you podcasting, well, let me say this: since I've started this podcast, with my team here, I've always encouraged Raza. Now that we have the technology,
right?
Now that we, Facebook Live is free, Instagram Live is free. I don't know if people still use that. What was that one? Skype. I don't know if people still use that. I tell people the only thing that's not free is internet. You can go live.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have a voice. Now let us use it.
Yeah, for sure.
There was something powerful that you said when we had our first phone conversation. You said, we have 3 podcasts right now that are doing really well.
Yes.
You said mine, yours, and Hoodstocks.
And Lucky's.
Okay. And you said something, and I'm just kind of paraphrasing. Maybe you can elaborate a little bit on it. Pero se me pegó, it stuck with me when you said, as LA goes, so goes the nation.
Yes.
Can you?
We're trendsetters, all right? We are trendsetters, Los Angeles, California in general, right? The issues that we have that are across the country as far as gangs go, gang violence, we said that. We made that. Whether they want to admit it or not, and it's not about a bragging thing because we were wrong. That's the problem. We were wrong, but they saw this. It was so cool. It was so that. If we, me, you, Lucky, any other Mega Man, any other podcast can come together. Listen, there's a lot of stuff we can disagree on. But there's many stuff we can agree on. If we can agree on certain things and take some time out of our podcast month, one day, hey, dude, we're trying to push this one thing, and we can start coming together, this city, that other city. Guess what? New Mexico's going to be watching. Texas is going to be watching. Florida's going to be, New York's going to be watching. They're going to be like, dude, look what these guys are doing. Right. They're actually getting together and coming together. Not as just Mexicans. I say Cali Mac, homie. Central American, Latinos, Indigenous, Mexican American, Chicanos. We got to fall under one umbrella, and we can do it. The thing is, we haven't tried. And people, oh, it's not going to happen. Okay, how is it going to happen if you don't try? I've said this. It's like a guy across the street. He keeps looking at this empty lot. He's like, one day I'm going to build this place. One day I'm going to build this place. And then I come to him. I say, hey, brother, what's up with that lot? He's like, oh, one day. I say, you know what? I'm going to get in there. I'm going to start digging the footing. I'm digging the foundation. And he's still looking at me talking shit. But then other people come. At the end, I'm building the foundation. If we're just going to sit there and talk on the sideline about what we're going to do one day, it's never going to fucking happen.
There's a lot of people like that.
And there's a lot of people like that. But the Raza's like that. But when they start seeing us, actually, it's like a gang.
Of course.
Once you see the leader of the hood, hey, fool, we're going to go take care of some business. Guess what? The rest will follow. And that's what we got to do. And that's but in a positive way.
No, that's a great point, because let me encourage people that want to step into this field and say, okay, you know what? I'm sold. We can unite. We can go forward. Okay. Right. If you're ever going to become a podcaster or a voice, be prepared for, number one, people are going to support, but you're also going to have those naysayers that, like you said, are across the street. You know, those are the people that will come up with 10 ways why it cannot work, but they will not give you one way how it can.
Yes, sir.
I get it. You know, look, when I announced to certain people that you were going to be here, I told it at least to 10 people that I know. 9 of them told me, don't have him.
Shout out to those 9 people.
Yeah, no, that's the truth. That's the truth. Up. So you know what I said? I said, okay. And many times, I'm a loner. I'll be honest with you. Okay. I spend a lot of time by myself. I do my reading. I watch TV. I do a lot of shit by myself. I go to the museum by myself, bro. That's right. That's what I do. Natural History Museum. I got a membership. Yeah. So I sat there and then I said to myself, 9 people told me no. That's why I'm going to do it. That's right. Honestly, that's why I'm going to do it. Because one thing about me, I don't ever, look, I'm 54 years old. I don't ever want to be 70 years old, sitting in an old ass rocking chair, petting a fat ass cat, saying to myself, I should have just took that chance. Yeah. And I'm doing it. So I'm encouraging others to take that chance. When people tell you no, ask them. You already told me how it cannot work. Give me one way how it can. Right. And I think this is a very positive step.
For sure. You know? And I don't really call anybody like that. I'm sure there were some people that would say, why are you going on tour? Because some guys that they used to be friends with you that don't fuck with you for certain guests you have had on. And that's neither here or there. You know, I'm not here with that guest. I'm not here. I'm here, you and I talking. Right. This is what it is too, Tony. A lot of times people want to live by the rules of the streets. Yes. And this is not the streets. This is America. This is out in the free world. Yeah, there's certain stuff I won't cross. There's certain stuff I won't do just because, that's the way I was raised. But we need to leave that petty stuff behind us. This is one main thing. Watch. People will sit there, even about you, will talk shit about you bringing on certain guests, right? Yeah. But the same people will sit there and bump Tupac. No, I'm not taking no knocks at Tupac, but if Tupac was Raza, we want to fuck with him because Tupac is a convicted rapist. And people will sit there right now and say, no, I'm sorry to tell you, but we're so quick to look at somebody else's shit and say, that's not a big deal.
Right.
But if you had a fucking rapper that was like SP, we say, no, we're not fucking with that guy. Mm-hmm. So that's a double standard that we have as Raza. We instead of looking for somebody who comes up and say, hey, dude, what's this guy got? Let me see what he's got. The first thing we say, like, nah, man, fuck that guy. Straight up. We go back into that tribal mentality of the hood and be like, well, he's not from my hood. He's not from my barrio.
Right.
So he can't be that good.
Yeah, you know what? And it's, wow. That's going to be a very hard pill for people to swallow, but I'm glad you said it. Here's the thing. I've had dudes threaten me on social media, never in person.
Right.
Yeah. Sometimes I wonder, let me ask you a question. What's more active, the streets or social media?
Oh, no, you got more bodies on social media, homeboy. You that fool, I got killers on me all the time. I'm like, why are you wasting your time over here? Go with that body, homeboy.
The guys that threaten me, you're just a resident. Okay, I'm just a resident. And then you got the other fools that think I'm just a resident, which is fine. I don't care. Mm-hmm. I don't care. I like to just consider myself a voice, but then want to put Sureño politic rules on me.
Right.
To a resident.
Right.
My thing is I don't really like to talk about that too much, but I will say this, that I give people opportunities here.
I get that.
And ultimately, I've had people tell me this. I'm not going to lie to you, bro. I wasn't fucking with your podcast because you had that one guy on there. And I heard that he was this and he was that. Yes. And I said, bro, I don't do a background check on people. I ask for 3 things: send in your music, your videos, and a short bio.
Right.
I don't ask you, send in your paperwork.
Now you gotta get that paperwork, Tony.
I was like, I interviewed one guy. Oh, that guy was locked up and he pieced it up. I don't care, bro.
Listen, we'll touch on that a little bit. There's a lot of that going on nowadays, right? With guys piecing up and all that. I myself, and I said it on the one not too long ago, that ain't my beef, homie.
Right.
Me personally, though, I'm not gonna have him on my pop. That's just me. That's just who I am, right? It has nothing to do with you. I won't, but I got homies that are in certain bad standings, right? But not for snitching. Maybe he owes money to this guy, or he rolled it up because he's all. And I see him every once in a while at the funerals, right? A lot of homies won't fuck with them. I'll still go up to him. Hey, what's up, homie? ¿Cómo estás? How you doing? I've known this guy for 30-something years, homie.
Right.
He's a drug addict because you guys made him into a drug addict. Because the game made him into a drug addict. So if the guy snitched, then yeah, he ain't coming to the funeral. I'm not washing my hands from him. But if he's in that situation, I'll straight up say it. I'll go up to the funerals. Hey, carnal, how you doing? Where you're paying the respects to the homie that passed away. You've been around for 30, 40 years. What I'm gonna just turn my back on you because you owe this guy. No, but that's a lot of things that people try to put that into this. This will hinder your podcast.
Yes,
it will hinder, and I think that happens a lot of time with us with Raza. It hinders our, especially in Southern California and Northern California. It hinders our ability to get bigger and work because eventually, if we were to take every pinta rule that's out there, come on, homie, that means no blacks, no this, no that. Then all right, then we're back to the corner of Chicano rap, and that's the reason I think Chicano rap died because we try to get too political on it. Very,
very true. One last thing before we go to break. Whoever this guy is that people were saying I interviewed that he was a PC. Let's just say Pablo 106 and K.A. give him an interview.
Right.
Do you think those same people are going to call Pablo 106 and K.A. fuck you fucking Levas? No more support.
I don't think so. Like I said, to me, the only way I won't myself interview anybody like that.
Right.
Just because I'm still in my neighborhood, not banging or anything like that. But that's just how I grew up, right? And to you, it's more power to you because you'll go farther. Straight up.
But here's my thing.
If a guy snitched, then I'd be like, nah, dude, I ain't fucking with you. I ain't fucking with you.
And one thing, and I'm glad we're talking about this because supposedly, again, allegedly, okay. I didn't find out till that day when this person came here. Somebody calls me like 10 minutes before I went live. Hey, I heard that guy was a PC. So I asked him a fair question, Gil. I'm going to ask you this, homie. Y quiero que me digas la verdad. I want you to tell me the truth. Okay, if this is true, okay, I'll cancel right now because I didn't know this.
Right.
Okay. Now, keep in mind, Gil, I was sharing with you early from 2002 to 2017. I pressed mute to music.
Yeah, you were
I was
out
working.
the game completely.
So this artist came out during that time.
Right.
I'm new to podcasting. This guy, we got an interview set up. I asked my friend on the phone, did you see his paperwork? No. Do you know anyone that has seen his paperwork. No. I went ahead and did the interview.
Right.
A couple of weeks later, you interviewed this guy, you interviewed this guy, you interviewed a PC. And respectfully, I said, hey, man, you know what? Can you show me the paperwork? I'll take it down, and I'll address it.
Right.
Up to this day, not one person
has shot you anything.
Has shot me anything. So how can I agree and side with these people that have no proof?
Right.
That was that one person. That was it. So,
but I think that's just you taking the regular citizen approach, the podcaster approach, the professional approach, and to be is more power to you. I mean,
yeah,
that's what it is.
Okay, everybody. Once again, call somebody, text somebody, slap the shit out of somebody, let them know that Gil from American Cholo podcast is in the motherfucking building. It's about to get a little hotter up in here. So we'll be back in 10 minutes. Don't fuck around. Get yourself a Modelo, warm up that top ramen, and we'll be back.
Let's do this.
What up, it's your boy King Cash right here at Roadium Radio with the homie Tony A, the Wizard. Make sure you guys subscribe.
Yo, what up? It's your boy Trouble P here at Roadium Radio with your boy Tony A, the Wizard. Make sure y'all subscribe and tune in. West Coast.
Yo, what it do? It's your boy, Big Havoc. One Hood Admiral, South Central Cartel General. And you're tuned in to Roadium Radio with my boy, Tony A, the Wizard. Stay locked in.
Hello everybody, this is Rocky Padilla. And you're listening to Roadium Radio with Tony A, the Wizard.
Hey, what's up my people? Hey, Trouble Kid right here, in the house. Shout out to Tony A, the Wizard, and shout out Roadium Radio. Much love. Thank you for having me.
What up, world? It's YQ, Young Quicks, and right now you're listening to the OG Tony A, the Wizard on Roadium Radio. Make sure to keep it locked, subscribe, comment, hate. It don't matter, man. We're getting to it. It'll 5 stand up.
Hey, what up? It's your boy Mark Cruz. You're now tuned in to Roadium Radio with Tony A, the Wizard, the legend. Tap in.
What's happening, everybody? It's your boy Queenie. You're tuned into Roadium Radio. Check my man Tony A, the Wizard, every Wednesday and Sunday. Stay tuned. Comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know what it is.
What's up, pimpin'? It's your boy Johnny Boy, aka Mr. Las Vegas, at Roadium Radio with your boy Tony A, the Wizard. Yes, catch us every Wednesday and Sunday. Yeah.
Hey y'all, this is Elvia Cadena here at Roadium Radio with motherfucking Tony A, the Wizard. Make sure you guys subscribe, like, and share.
Can I get a moment of your time? Hey, it's your boy Lucky Sun Zoo from Hood Starks Podcast. Hey, fuck with one of the best podcasts in the game, Tony A, the Wizard, Roadium Radio. Don't motherfucking play with it. Don't sleep on it. Hey, H.A., stand the fuck up. Yes, sir.
What's up? This is Clever from the brown side. Make sure you guys tune in to Roadium Radio with Tony A, the Wizard. If not, you're a bitch.
What's cracking? It's your boy Young Thrive right here with the homie Tony A, the Wizard on Roadium Radio. Don't forget to subscribe, man. Check out the best interviews on the West Coast. Yeah.
I'm on the Roadium Radio. What up? It's ODM from Lighter Shade of Brown. You know your daddy's favorite rapper, your mama's favorite DJ, plus that YouTube star, you know what I mean? RBG fam. Lighter Shade all day with the homie, Tony A. Right here, Roadium Radio, Sundays and Wednesdays. Let's go.
What's up, y'all? This is A.DA Coronado. I'm here on Roadium Radio, and you can tune in on Sundays and Wednesdays with Tony A, the motherfucking wizard.
What's up, y'all? This is your boy Raz Kaz, and you are tuned into Roadium Radio with my big homie, Tony A, the wizard. What's up?
This is Truth with Tony A, the wizard at Roadium Radio. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, live Wednesdays and Sundays at 7 p.m. Tune in.
Hey, what's up? This is Lalo KB desde Atlanta. You're listening to Roadium Radio with Tony A, the Wizard.
Yo, you know what it is? It's your boy OG Rome, a.k.a. Mr. Everywhere, repping Road Dogs Entertainment. Make sure you tune in to Tony A, the Wizard at Roadium Radio.
What up? You know what it is? It's the LA West Coast native, DeVario, and you gotta tap in with my boy Tony A, the Wizard at Roadium Radio every Wednesday and Sunday.
What's going on? It's your boy Isaac Palau on Roadium Radio with Tony A, the Wizard. Tune in every Wednesday and Sunday.
Hey, what's up? This is Lady Bands. Make sure you're tuning in to Roadium Radio with Tony A, the Wizard, Sundays and Wednesdays.
Yo, what's up? This is Jimmy from Urban Kings. Make sure you tune in with Tony A, the Wizard on Roadium Radio.
This is AO to the Saint coming to you live from Roadium Radio, hosted by my homeboy Tony A, the Wizard. That's right, baby.
Welcome back, everyone, to Roadium Radio, episode 241. And I want to thank everybody on the live chat, everybody who tuned in, everybody who subscribed, everybody who's watching on your phone or on TV, and you got your legs kicked up, and you got your food right there, and you got un seis, and you're drinking and enjoying this shit. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. You know what? We plan to go forward and have something positive come out of this. And you know what? It's for the culture, it's for the people, it's for the Raza. So with that being said, once again, Gil from the American Cholo podcast, how you doing, my friend?
I'm good, Tony. That was a great conversation, huh?
Yes, you know what? You can talk, and I'm glad that we're touching on a lot of these things, because one thing about me is that I can talk a lot as well. And the next day I'll get messages, bro, you need to let that guy talk. One thing I do want to say when it pertains to podcasting, many times when I interview someone, I tell them, this interview is only going to be as good as you make it. So if you want to promote your music, if you want to promote yourself, right now is the time. We have at least 1,000 people live every time we go live.
Right.
So you're going to be in front of 1,000 people. I ask them, what's the biggest show you ever did? Oh, 200 people. You're going to have 1,000 people. You can gain fans or you can lose fans here.
Right.
So I tell them that. Elaborate as much as you can. My team knows that I stress that when we go live. So where are you from, man? I expect them to elaborate.
Yeah. Because what happens, you got too much dead time in there.
Then you say, Compton.
In my head, when I hear that, I'm like, oh, shit, it's one of those.
It's one of those.
It's one of those. And you got to keep talking. Yeah, with me, you don't got to worry about that. I went to the guy's podcast yesterday. Was it We Don't Smoke the Same, right?
Okay.
And the haters, the haters always follow, which is great. AC, you want to be the center of attention in your podcast. You want to be the center of attention. These guys, I'm like, dude, I'm a guest of their podcast. If the guest is not going to speak, who's going to speak? And by the way, shout out to those guys. We had a great time. Boo Boo got high off the contact. But yeah, you hope you have somebody who speaks. And to me, I one thing you already know, Tony, and whoever follows me knows, I got no problem speaking, man.
Okay. Now let me ask you this. I want to save some of the podcasting questions to when your guests, your co-host comes.
For sure, thank you.
But I will ask you some. Has there been any guest that you've interviewed that you've said like, fuck, like I shouldn't have had this guy?
I don't think so. Not yet.
The reason why I say that is because I want to prepare podcasters out there that
I've had this. So no, don't get me wrong. I've had guests that I've sat there and said, hey, so where were you born and raised? I was born over here. And I'm like, all right, and then I'm like, oh, Jesus, is this what this going to be? But I believe one of those was actually not live, so it helped me out where I can edit it. But at the end, I think I only pulled out about 30 minutes worth of good video. And one of that same guest came to my house high and fucked up. And that's kind of the worst. You don't want that.
You know what? And that's one thing that I do want to encourage podcasters, that when you do invite guests, I know you can't tell them how not to come.
Oh, I tell him how not to come.
Okay.
I let him know, hey, fool, don't be coming drunk to my bed.
This dude came in like, ya todo tomado. He was slurring his fucking words.
Oh, Jesus.
And it was like 6 o'clock. What's up? Am I going to be using this mic?
Oh,
and that's the only mic on that side of the fucking table, But, and then he was outside smoking, and I was like, fuck. And then he was one of those dead interviews.
Right.
And then he asks me, it's one thing that I hate. So you guys listening, set some boundaries, set some rules when you podcast. Can I go live? Bro, you are live.
You're right. Yeah, you're trying to get your audience over here.
Yeah, and he's like, well, I want to go live on my Instagram. Look, okay, go ahead, bro. I let one guy.
Right.
And then hold on, bro. I'm answering this person.
Oh, yeah, no. That's to me, I'll let him know straight, hey, dude, get off your phone. Like, people say I'm rude. No, I'm just very straightforward.
Yes.
I'll be like, hey, brother, you need to get off your phone. Like, come on, dude, we're here. And that's one thing with, like you were saying, you look at the clock. When I'm interviewing people, I cannot be on my phone. I can't be only if, let's say, my sound guy doesn't show up and I got the laptop in front of me and I'm trying to do stuff. I'm trying to do this.
Right.
But when I'm doing, no, dude, the last thing you want to do is be on your phone, looking at messages, looking at that, because you're taking away the time with your guests, and it could be so quick where you lose what he's really saying. Because I've seen some guys do podcasts with guys and they're, yeah. And I'm like, damn, this fool ain't paying attention to his guests. Right?
Very true.
And it happens a lot of times. Main thing, if you're gonna do podcasting and you got a guest, pay attention to your guest. That's like going on a date with a lady and you're sitting there doing this, or you go on a date with a lady and she's doing this. I'm not interested, is what they're telling you.
Very true.
Right?
Very true. And that's one thing. When we went to break, I literally told the guy, oh man, this is hard. I really told the guys, like, hey bro, I'm not trying to be a dick. I said, but you begged me for this interview.
Right.
Okay? And I don't have a problem, bro, giving you a platform to support your music.
Right.
But you're disrespecting me by being on the cell phone. You know, if you don't get off, we're ending the interview right here.
Right, for sure.
And you know what he said? Oh, no, I'll get off. My phone just died anyways.
Oh, jeez. See, but that's the problem a lot of time with us as well. You're not going to go to the next level like that.
Right.
You think you're really going to go to some NBC or CBS or some big time platform and do an interview, coming in all drunk like that? No. What I've noticed a lot of times, especially in the Chicano rap genre, right? A lot of these guys, they have a lot of talent, Tony. There's a lot of them there is the majority you'll see on certain like Latin beats. 80% are they're homie rappers. They're rappers. You're in the hood, yeah, I'll bump you, but I ain't gonna bump you mainstream, right? But there is another 15-20% that actually got talent.
Yes.
The problem with those guys that have that talent is they're acting like they've already made it. They're acting like they got that money in their pocket and they're coming to interview all high. No, if you got a few millions in the bank, you're coming like that. Fuck it. This one's got a few million. He's already a top-notch A-list rapper.
Right,
and they're coming in here to you all drunk and to me all drunk. You're not an A-list rapper, fool. You're still doing the swap meet. You're still, selling out a little small venue, which is all good. You're making that money. But we need to get off that page where no, you didn't make it until this is paying your bills. You got a nice home. You're not working your 9-to-5 job. You're actually rapping and making money off it. Then I'll say, all right, then you made it. But unfortunately, a lot of us don't have that discipline, man.
No, we don't. You know what? And I'm thankful as a youngster. One of my first jobs, I was 11 years old and I sold records at a swap meet. My second job was working at Zodi's. Remember Zodi's?
I remember, of course I remember Zodi's.
Okay. I worked at Zodi's, and my third job, I actually benefited because I worked at a video store in the city of Long Beach. And then from there, I opened up mine as a teenager.
Oh, that's what's up.
My own video store. A black man one day walked in, and I was helping him. He was renting movies, and I just had a really, really bad attitude towards him. I wouldn't even look at him. I was very disrespectful. And he said, young man, he said, I want to share something with you. And I said, what's that? And he goes, always remember this. He goes, you may never ever remember me or my name, but you'll remember what I'm about to tell you. And I said, okay. He goes, you only go as far as your attitude.
Yes, sir. It's true.
It's very, very true.
It's true.
And look, think about this. Look at athletes that are phenomenal athletes. They're phenoms. It could be a wide receiver, a running back, or a quarterback. In the locker room, if you're a fucking cancer, you're out of here. Because you only go as far as your attitude. Doesn't matter how talented you are.
Yes, absolutely.
So I live by these 3 rules. Approach is everything. You don't get a second chance to make a first impression, and you only go as far as your attitude.
Yeah,
and I share that with a lot of these guests here, and they're like,
because they're living. A lot of times too, a lot of the rappers that you would have on, even the ones I would have on, they want to sit there and still want to live that street life.
Yes.
And one thing you can't do is serve 2 masters, homie. You can't live the street life and you can't live the entertainment world. You got to pick one if you want to succeed in one. Because if you do both, you're going to lose in both of them. Because 1, you're going to not be able to go to the venues, do your things. And 2, you're going to be doing some venues with some video and you're going to get caught up with the cops. So one way or another, it's not going to work. You have to pick one, especially if you got that talent. I see a lot of guys that they got that talent,
right?
But it's a thing that I want to still prove to the hood that I'm down. I want to still prove to the barrio I'm down. I said, we don't got nothing to prove to nobody no more, man. Straight up.
And I think that's part of the problem why Raza has never came up.
Yes, it is.
I had a guy here, and that he still works in the music industry. He represents a lot. Kanye West, Trippie Redd, ¿cómo se llama? I almost say that gay country singer. What's it? Little Nas X?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, him. He represents a lot of people. And he told me this, Tony, Hollywood will not fuck with the gang violence in the music industry, like we just said, the 2 masters.
Right.
He goes, Suge Knight fucked that up for everyone.
Yeah, he screwed up, dude.
Okay. He fucked that up for everyone. I meet a lot of guys that, I'm trying to put my hood on the map. I respectfully say this to my boy, because my boy is from the West Side, and I know he's probably watching. In the 90s, he came to me, produced my record. His number 1 song that he had was a song called The Enemy. He's claiming Wilmas, but he's dissing every neighborhood by name.
Oh, shit, all right.
And I said, well, what do you want me to do with this song? And he said, I want you to give me a dope beat. I'm going to rap this, and we're going to put Wilmas on the map. And I was like, well, I'm not going to do it, bro. I don't care like how much you pay me. I'm not going to do it. And I said, why is that? And I said, look, bro. And I pretty much said it like the way you said it. Can you imagine you release this song? You go to LA and you perform. You know who's going to show up, bro? All of those guys that you diss, you just put a target on your head.
Yes.
So he was smart enough because I told him like this, look, it's time for you to leave that and become an artist.
Yes.
Become an artist. See, we need people in the industry that has wised up. And, there's a scripture that I read many years ago, and it said, when I was a child, I spoke like a child, I thought like a child, I acted like a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things.
Sir.
And I think a lot of these people need to put away childish things and grow up, because we need people in HBO, we need people in Netflix, we need people at Showtimes, so that when we go with our product, our own Raza will say, you know what, I know that will work.
Yes, absolutely.
I'll take that one.
Absolutely.
But when we don't have, because everybody wants to be a rapper, how are we ever going to catch a break?
Well, that's the thing too. It's like we need that representation in all those fields, but a lot of time it's the street thing in us, right?
Yeah.
And until we knock that stuff out, it's the managed boy. But that's one thing that I think I was one of the first to talk about, was how gangs are destroying us. And I'm from a neighborhood, homie. I'm not some guy that ain't from the hood. I live 4 blocks from the hood. If people say, listen, homie, I'm from the hood. I was that guy in the hood putting in work from the hood, that the homies respected me for that, unfortunately, right? But now they respect me for being the guy who I am, that gives the homies jobs and try to take care of them, right? But we need to shake that hood mentality and continue to be like, that's low level shit, homie. That is low level shit. When people hear me say that, they get all pissed off. But when I was a young guy, Tony, I see the older homie on the big line with the bro shot. He got the pinta. He's probably a little tired because he slapped some dope. I'm thinking, I want to be this guy, homie. Yeah. That's exactly who I thought. This is my role model. This guy just got the joint doing 10 years. That's me. That's what I want to be. And he thought the same thing. And other youngsters that followed me thought the same thing. But I can sit there as a grown-ass man now tell you, as a homie still my hood, I was wrong, homie. Yeah. They were wrong. We were all wrong. We've been killing each other for 50 fucking years. Longer in some hoods, but pretty much since the 80s, 70s, we've been killing each other back and forth over this vato fought with this hyena, with just over some petty shit. But we turned into some straight murderous shit, and it went across the country. Yeah. And we've continued to do it. But since we were the guys that started this, we're the guys that got to slow it down. And there's a lot of guys in the hood, like myself, like you, but they're just shy to talk about it. They really are. I got older cuñados. They're like, they don't really want to talk about it because they're from that school. And I get it. But people who have platforms, stop glorifying this shit. I'm from North Hollywood, homie. I walk with this shit. I am not ashamed of where I'm from. I'm still from my neighborhood, and I'll be from my neighborhood to the day I die. But I'm not going to sit here and send my grandson or my kid to go die for my fucking neighborhood. No, if you really love your neighborhood, you're going to get a job. You're gonna hopefully buy some property. Every neighborhood in LA has gotten smaller. I don't give a shit where you from. People are moving in that don't look like you anymore. Your property used to be so low. Now it's just, my property value is going up. Yeah, but you don't live there. Most of the guys that are banging certain hoods, they don't live in their hood no more. They can't afford to live in their hood. And we need to change that attitude. We need to change the attitude. All right, guys, we made that mistake, but let's move forward. Let's start getting together. Let's start supporting, like your podcast. Start supporting Netflix show. Start like the African American community. Take a page out of their book. That's what they do, and there's nothing wrong with it. And la gente que dice, estás llorando, pendejo. If you don't say nothing, they're never going to give you that raise. There's no boss out there saying, here's a raise. No, you got to go up there. Hey, so-and-so, I've been working for so many years. You know what? I think I've earned this raise. Okay, you got it. And most of the time, they'll be like, okay, you got it. If you don't say anything, it's not going to happen, boy. Straight up.
It's very, very true. Jerry Heller, the manager of NWA, I had dinner with him, I want to say 1997. And
you met Jerry?
Jerry used to manage me.
Oh, is that right? I didn't know that. That's what's up.
Yeah, and he told me one thing. He said, you know why you'll never make it in this music industry? That's what he told me. And I said, Jerry, that's encouraging, and you manage me.
That's great, though.
And here's what he said, because you don't have this. That's what he said. Mm-hmm. You don't have this. He said, you got to learn to speak up. Mm-hmm. He goes, all this quiet, humble, modest kid that you are. He goes, I appreciate that. But in this industry, you're going to have to talk, man. Terrell Owens said this one time, the wide receiver.
Right.
He said, I could stay quiet and become a great football player, or I could speak and get endorsements.
Yeah, straight up. Straight up. The squeaky wheel gets all the attention, carnal. And that's what I'm trying to, and we'll get into the political stuff. This is the game that I'm trying to show people. I'm walking there and I'm opening the blinds saying, this is the game, homie. I know it. The name American Cholo came, why? Because I banged from 89 to 99. So I banged in the hardest years of Los Angeles and make it better or worse, right? I was a guy that did 6 years in Y. I was a guy that I would kill my own homie if I thought it was going to bring my hood up. That's how fucking eventually not. When I was young, yeah, I was a punk. We're all little punks at one point. When I say this stuff, I don't say my whole career. No, I was a little punk like everybody else. But after going out of jail so many times, I was the guy that you see here speaking to you, Tony, but as a gang member. Hey, homie, we need to get some straps. We need to do this. We need to do that. But that way of thinking, it's not getting us anywhere, brother.
Right.
But I'm still using that same kind of ideology, but now bring it into the real realm where American Cholo. The Cholo part came from me being that gang member. The American part, 99, I came out. I started working. I do structural concrete. My CA license, I ran it for about 10 years. So I know what it is to be a construction worker, know how you got to talk to people, know how to deal with other people. So that's the American part of the dream. We bring that together. Dude, the sky's the limit because we have such numbers, but we just don't use them. It's a shame.
We don't use them. And what you were saying, you work in construction, you know how to talk to people.
Oh, gee, I talk to millionaires. I talk to supervisors. I talk to this. And I'm the guy in the meeting because I'm the foundation guy. Where does everything start? From the foundation. So I'm in these meetings with a bunch of widows, but I'm the same guy that you see here. And I'll be like, oh, white privilege. And these fools be like, what the fuck? And I'm like, yeah. Like, for instance, there's a house we did across the street. And the house we're working on is probably like around $20 million, $30 million home, maybe more, right? Across the street, they were doing construction for 2 years. We respected their cones and their everything else, right? They left, the owners of that house, now all of a sudden are telling us, we don't want you guys parking here. And I was like, wait a minute, I told them already. I said, it was okay for all the white contractors to sit here and park here. All of a sudden, you see a bunch of Mexicans, even though they're Central American, you see a bunch of Mexicans parking in front of your place. We can't park here. I said, bullshit. Now, yeah. I said, and I told them, we're going to have problems because what's going to happen? Gil, I'll make problems. I'll go park there. And if they tell me something, fucking fire me. I've been there before, brother. And they'll be like, damn, this motherfucker speaks up. But what did I say? Justice is justice. You guys sat there and parked there for 2 years. You guys left. Now it's the Mexicans coming. We can't park there. And that's just a small example. That happens all the time with us, bro.
All the fucking time, bro.
All the time
and we never said, and I'm the fucking same way. Yeah. Let me give you a little scenario. There was a guy. My brother owned a collectible toy store.
Okay.
There was a guy from Texas that went in there. And I'm not picking on Texas because I love Texas and I got family in Texas, okay? My brother was like, hey, so you Raza, you Mexican? And he was like, nah, I'm not really Mexican. And I was like, he goes, well, what are you? He goes, I'm Texan.
He's from Texas, homeboy.
That's what he said, I'm Texan. And he goes, well, where's your mom and dad from? Oh, they're from Mexico. And he was like, okay, but you're Mexican. He goes, nah, I'm Texan. So he was stuck on that shit.
Yes, that's something Tejanos are.
And this guy looked like fucking Pachanga from Carlitos Way. You know? You could just tell he was Mexican, bro. So he's sitting there, and my brother just gave him a cold example. He's like, look, bro, I'm Mexican, you're Mexican, call yourself whatever the fuck you want. He said, but if a white guy with blue eyes walks in here, do you think he's going to say, fucking wet back in a Texan?
Chale, Holmes.
Hell no.
Chale, Holmes. Dos mojados.
Yeah, dos mojados,
Dos
bro.
mojados, carnal.
You know? But like, I like what you say. You know what? You guys park right there. I can't park it. Now there's a fucking problem.
Yeah.
Now, bro, I'm one of those very confrontational persons. Fuck you, I'm going to park here. Yes. I like what you said. You're going to fire me. Most people will say, no, cabrón, cállate, porque nos van a correr.
Yeah, no. I know my worth. I know what I can do. I know what I can't do. And that's why I put that number out there, Tony, that I will quit this YouTube thing.
Yes.
Once all the numbers don't hit 100,000, brother. I'm gonna be gone because the stuff I talk about, the stuff I did, it brings. Nice. I heard you say that. I was like, you said last time we got a controversial guest coming out. I was like, yeah, I guess I am a little controversial, right? So the stuff that I speak about brings controversy. It brings a little bit of hate on it, and it brings a lot of baggage to it, right? Mm-hmm. And as that gangbanger that I was in the 90s, that I found myself in the hood, being the only one coming out of jail. Yeah, there was a few other homies coming in and out, right?
Yeah.
But there was only a very few of us. I caught myself in YA many times like, where the rest of the homies at, man? I'm the only one banging out here like this.
Right.
I'm the only one with that mentality. And I find myself again in that situation where I'm the only one banging, but I ain't banging from the street. I'm banging for our color. I'm banging for our brown people. That's what I believe I'm banging for. And if those numbers aren't there, listen, if I were to be in a tent all cracked out, talking all kind of shit, me and Boo Boo, we'll get all kind of views, we'll get all kind of subscribers, fool. But if when you're sitting there trying to help people out, trying to bring some light, trying to bring a movement, people don't want to help. So to me, it's like this. And I know you had that people ask you, hey, will Gil leave? I'll leave, homie, because it's this. If I got 45,000 subs right now, right? Out of those 45,000, they can't go to tell somebody, hey, dude, this guy's actually trying to do something for us. Press this. That's all you got to do is press this fucking button. There is no movement. And I'm not going to waste another 5 years, all this energy that I'm doing, because I have a family to get back to. I got grandkids to get back to. This takes a lot of time of my day and effort, a lot of energy. And I'm going to start, the bigger we get with this, come on, the more people start looking. The more people will start looking and say, hey, what's wrong with this guy? Let me find something, especially political. Because political, they want to get your name and smear it through the mud. And that's what's coming my way. So if it doesn't happen, it's not that I'm quitting on everybody. You guys are quitting on me. That's the way I'm putting it out. I'm putting like this is to the Raza, homie. This is what we do, homie. You guys want to bang? I'll bang. Let's do this. But I need that support. I need you to sit there and tell people, hey, share this thing. Like I said, our numbers is our greatest power. We don't have the athletes, we don't have the influence, we don't have the movie stars, but we have the numbers and we got that money and we got that work habit, dude.
Absolutely. You know, I saw a lot of people when you said that, repost your page, follow him, subscribe, etc. And then I saw the opposite. Maybe not as much as I saw people sharing it, but I saw the opposite. Why do you think that would rub people the wrong way?
Because then they start saying it, you're just doing it for the subs. You're just doing it for the viewers. Okay, if I was just doing it for the viewers, I would love everybody. I would sit there and say kumbaya. I wouldn't talk shit about this. I wouldn't talk shit about that. I talk shit about everybody and anybody that I feel is doing wrong by us or we're not doing right by ourselves, right?
Right.
So I think those people, and a lot of times those people don't want me to leave because I see people saying, Gil, you're not going to get there. And I'm like, homie, looks like you're more worried about than me. Just say you're a fan. Just say you're a fan. You don't want me to leave.
Right.
But it's putting some work on their back because right now it's all on me. I'm pretty much financing this thing. I'm taking all kind of time out of my day. I'm setting up the lights. I'm setting up the video. It's almost like a one-man show, and I got no problem with it. Boo-Boo comes, helps out, does all that. But at the end of the day, we are, by myself, I'm just a crazy guy speaking. I'm just a fucking old cholo that they'll say, ese güey está loco. But with thousands of people behind me, no, I'm somebody else, homie. And with that 100,000 subscribers, Tony, I quit my job. I do this full time. And I can do that right now if I wanted to. I've got the means to do it right now, to quit my job and say, all right, but I'm not going to invest in something that people aren't investing in. So if it's not there, it's not there. Right. That's okay. Maybe the Raza's not ready for it, and maybe now they will never be ready for it. But there's only one way to find out, is to put a goal and say, here's the line. If we don't cross this line, I'm gone. But it's not on me. It's on us coming together because, come on, like I said, it's very easy for some stupid ass shit to go viral. But if that's what you guys want, that's not me.
Right. Well, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you addressed it because there were some people that did hit me up. Not a lot, but maybe like 3 people. Ask them about the 100,000 subscriber. Tell them that rubbed me the wrong way. Well, I don't care about your personal feelings, but you brought it up on your own. And I respect that. But you are correct that, see, here's my thing. I've said this plenty of times on my show, not only in LA, but in California, maybe even further. We are hip-hop's economy. Raza is, okay? We will go support, Snoop Dogg and Game and DJ Quick or whatever. But when we say, you know what, support, hit like, subscribe, que chingos se me hace puto.
You're begging.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody begging. And we're working for this shit. I mean, you're here. That gentleman's here. This gentleman's here. Everybody's here. You got this is work.
Right.
This is work, and that's the least you can do. You're not sitting here telling, hey, send me some money. No, you're saying, hey, hit that like, hit that subscribe. So that's what I'm saying. If I can't get another 40,000 people to just press a button, there's no movement, homie. Then I'm just spinning my wheels and. Like I said, I'm back in the 90s in that gangbang, but this time I'm not going to go do time on my own. I'm gone, homie. I'm gone. You guys have a nice life. Thank you for everything. The videos will stay up. But people who know me. They know I'll be like, all right, dude, I'm gone. I'll do one last live, and I'm out of here. And I will wholeheartedly do it. I hope it doesn't work out that way. I hope people actually step up to the plate and start sharing and getting the thing going. But if it doesn't happen, guess what? I go back to the nice, boring life that I used to have, which I enjoyed very much so.
Okay. I just want to touch a little bit more on Raza supporting other cultures more, at least in my opinion, than we support
we
our
do.
own.
Absolutely.
Okay.
100%.
I want to say it was 2006 going into 2007. I had an artist, and you guys will know who he is by the song that I'm about to mention. And he was always singing a song, and the song's called Sweet Black Pussy. Okay? But one day I had a conversation. I said, bro, you know what? Everywhere we go, it's all Raza, bro. It's all Raza. He didn't like that part. It wasn't that he didn't like Raza, but he was like, nah, it's blacks that support me. So every time I will pull him off come here, look at the crowd.
Yeah.
Oh, Raza.
Yes.
He got upset because I said, maybe you ought to switch that song to Sweet Brown Pussy.
Oh, no.
Because there ain't no black pussy out there, homie.
Right.
You know, and he didn't like it. But my whole point is this, that us, Raza, we will go support another culture, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing wrong with that. But when it comes to us, we have a hard time with it.
We're back to that. He ain't from my hood. That no, straight up. That's the gangs in LA had not as much as before. Had such a stronghold on us, homie. Especially towards the late '80s, early '90s.
Right.
Gangs dictated everything in Los Angeles. The reason Frost got destroyed and was pretty much gone off the scene was because Kid Frost was not a gangbanger. Straight up. Like I said, when I heard Frost first time, oh shit, this shit's bad. And my brother came in the room, hey fool, you gotta listen to this.
Right.
We're all pumped up. Every Raza that wasn't from that neighborhood, but then little by little, older homies of mine that vato ain't from a hood. That vato ain't been in the pinta. That vato, Jesus. And what happens? We destroy him.
We did.
We destroy him. And we have a tendency to do that. I've heard you speak on this too as well. NWA was not gangster.
Right.
NW was not gangster. Yeah, they said Compton's in the house, but they never sat there and dissed other Compton hoods.
Right.
They were smart businessmen, right?
Yes.
And we supported the shit out of them. Ice Cube was no gangster. Dr. Dre, they talked about serial killer and everything else, but they weren't gangsters.
Right.
We have some young artists that are talented as fuck, dude. Very talented. And they rap about gangster shit.
Right.
But they're very talented. But the first thing the homies do, that vato ain't with the business. That vato ain't from a hood. That vato ain't been in the pinta. Like, motherfucker, I thought that's what we're trying to get out of. You know, that's what we're trying to get out of. And then people will sit there and tell me sometimes too, like, you had Scrizzy over here last week, I think,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Gangster music, right? Somebody was like, "How you gonna like that?" I said, "Listen, it's music. This is the hustle, people. Just like NWA did it. They got their music." They sold it. They made millions. They made influences, and they sit there and they influence the community.
Yeah, they did.
That's the same thing we can do. We get young men in there, like Scrizzy or other people. They sell their music, but with that music, they sit there and become bigger, and they help us others, and we grow it. But the problem is, we don't let our people get off that first fucking step, because the first thing is they ain't gangster, and when they do become gangster, they're in the joint doing 20 years. You fucking lummies, come on.
You know, Kid Frost drops La Raza. I had a lot of homies who was like, hey, instead of saying that's a fucking dope ass fucking song, or now we got one of us on the radio or something like that.
Yes.
I wonder where that fool's from.
That's what it is, homie.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that was the gangster mentality.
You know, one day I had a conversation, and I always want to clarify this. I don't know the Dr. Dre of today. I know the Dr. Dre of the 80s when he was creating the NWA stuff.
Right.
So I asked him, because I knew, being that they weren't gangsters, the only ones that were actually from hoods was Eazy-E and MC Ren.
Yes.
Okay. They never claimed Crip, but one thing that they never called it gangster. They called it reality rap or street rap.
All right.
And so I said, you know, what made you go this way? And he just says, we're just rapping about whatever we see on the streets.
Yes.
Okay. Why can't we do that? Well, like I told Scrizzy, I said, you know what? People may say, well, he's not gangster.
Uh-huh.
But you're just rapping about or singing what you grew up with, what you saw.
Yes.
But people, our own people will say, he's not with the business.
It's uneducated on our part. It's that gangster guy having these other youngsters believe the same shit, right? If that's the case, then all the guys singing narco corridos shouldn't be singing narco, because they ain't slanging keys.
Right.
Los Tigres del Norte, they ain't slanging keys. No, they're just singing about the life in the song. But that's the thing with the gang mentality, especially out here in Southern California. I'm sure they got the same problem in Northern California.
Right.
But we have that problem where, you ain't with the business. Well, if you're going to be with that business, you're going to be broke. You're not going to have a fucking label. You're not going to get signed. You might be known in your hood for a little bit, or even get a little, spark in the thing, but you're going to end up in jail, homie.
You're going to end up in dead or in jail.
You're dead or in jail. That's the fact.
Yeah. And they're going to go look for you at a show. Believe me, they fucking will. And that's one thing that I believe that we do need to shake. For an example, I knew an artist that came here and he wanted me to produce him. This artist I told no, because he was still very, very active on the streets.
Right.
And I just said, look, bro, here's what I'm afraid of. That I invest in you, okay? And then they call me and say, you got locked up for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do that. You're a liability. He understood that, okay? So another guy comes, he goes, hey, man, I want you to hook me up with blah, blah, blah. nah, I don't want to do that, bro. Just DM him and you talk to him. I'm not his manager.
Right.
And he goes, come on, man, just hook me up. And I was like, dude, just DM him. I'm not his manager. Well, then if I DM him, I'm going to hit him with that business, homie. And I was like,
oh, shit.
Like, is he really active, homie? And I was like,
oh, shit.
DM him and find out. I don't give a fuck, bro. You know, seriously, dude. It's like, and I think that is part of the problem that nobody wants to talk about.
No, they don't want to. No, they don't want to talk about. Listen, I did a video on it. I said gangs are low level. Oh man, I have people very upset at me, homie. But I'm from the hood. I know what it is, carnal. I'm not some square guy who hasn't been there. I'm not some guy who just lives a fucking a Cristiano, which is nothing wrong with that. Gangs are low level, carnal. When you look at the hierarchy of America, gangs are way the fuck down here, homie. And we haven't moved up from that. Gangs will just get you prison time, will get you become a drug addict, will get you with brown pride. We're all talking about K-Mad Squares. Shout out to K-Mad Squares with brown pride, right? We got homies with brown pride on them killing other brown people all day long. But they don't want to talk about that. It's the lowest level shit you can do. Yeah, if you're in the hood and all that, yeah, you think this is big. No, you're in a box. The world's a much bigger place. And the thing that you think is so high level, they're kicking you out. They're without a gun, homie. They're getting a pen. They're evicting you. They're making the rent too high for your half father. They're destroying. They're banging on you, and you don't even know it, homie. Gangs are very low level. It just took us many years to figure this out. But it doesn't mean that you're a low level person. I'm talking about just the game of gangs is low. Doesn't mean that you're just a scumbag. No, the gang itself is a low level thing because what you're doing is you're killing one another. You're going to the county jail. Now you're hanging out with the same fool that you were trying to fucking kill. You're going to the joint. You're hanging out with the same fool you're trying to kill. And then one day you just might be no good and you're gonna be thrown in the trash. And you could be you could be in the joint, be the number one head vato calling shots. You come out on the streets, you're a nobody, homie. And I'm tired of seeing young brown people, older brown, come out of the streets and be nobodies because where I'm at, Tony, I'm 4 blocks from the hood, homie. I call myself like the watcher of fucking Dr. Dre. I'm watching it. It's a rerun, homie. I've been seeing it over and over again. I see the same group of kids going in there. A few years later, they come out the joint. They're penitentiary bound. A few years later, they're stuck on drugs. And it's like, damn, but we keep falling down that same cliff. And I said it like this. I'm coming back from that cliff, right? I'm coming back all scratched up. I came back from that door. That door is just a fucking cliff. And I just came back out of it. And I'm estoy todo cacheteado, güey, todo puteado. And I'm telling that youngster, hey, fool, don't go down that door. Don't go down that door. And he's looking at me like, what the fuck's this fool know?
He's a lame.
He's a fucking old lame. You fucking dummy. I'm telling you, don't go. And that's what I'm trying to convey to these motherfuckers. Don't go down that door. And most of them, they know it inside that it's wrong. But it's the peer pressure within themselves. It's the peer pressure within the hood. I was there. I got to the point where it wasn't my homies giving me peer pressure. I was the one pumping myself up like, fuck that. I ain't no punk. Fuck that. Fuck that. And that's what we have in the streets because you got a lot of kids who, let's be honest, come from broken homes, don't have fathers, don't have that guidance, don't have that big. A real big homie is gonna sit there and tell you, hey homie, go home, get a job, take care of business. A big homie that don't give a fuck about you, nah homie, fuck that. Homie, here's a pedazo, let's get high. Why? Because misery loves company, carnal.
Yeah. You know what, Gil? I was a teenager and I had one homie that told me something that literally changed my whole life and it made me see things a lot different. I literally told him, hey man, I want to sell dope. Because I saw how quick it was going in the 80s.
Yes.
And he goes, you sure? And I go, yeah. And he goes, okay. But you only have 2 options. And I said, what's that? He goes, dead or in jail.
Man.
And honestly, I was like, what the fuck? He goes, if you're going to do it, get in and get out. I say that because here, especially in the neighborhood, and in every neighborhood, we had our the guys that were fucking balling out of control.
Yes.
There were 2 guys here, one from the east, one from the west, that were balling out of fucking control. And they didn't like each other. Because one of them wanted to be bigger baller than the other, okay? So I was just a curb server, nickel and dimer, selling 20s and whatever. To buy my Jordans, to buy a new mixer, to buy a vinyl. You know, when I got my record deal, ya estuvo. It was a fucking rap.
That's right.
Okay? I never wanted to be big time because that older guy scared me. And I think it was the right info, the right advice that he could have given me.
He was mentoring you in one way or another.
Yeah. And you saying, don't go down that road. It's almost him saying, if you go down this road, you got 2 options, bro.
That's what it is, homie. It's the truth.
Okay.
But to a lot of homies, that's a hard pill to swallow.
It is because they think that we're telling them, don't be a man. We're not saying that.
Nah, homie.
You know,
a man takes care of his family. A man takes care of his business. And a man does what sometimes he doesn't want to do, but he has to do to take care of his family.
Right,
Straight
right.
up, man.
Okay, now you said something, you live 4 blocks from your neighborhood and you see the cycle repeating over and over. I read this actually maybe about 5 or 6 years ago. I don't know if Einstein really said it.
Right.
But they gave Einstein the credit, and it said something like his interpretation of insanity is repeating the same thing over and over and expecting different results.
Yes, that's exactly what's going on in the hood, man. But the difference is this now. The difference is every single neighborhood can look Instagram, YouTube, somebody else's different neighborhood. And those other guys that you sit there and think you hate have the same exact problems, bump the same music, like the same girls, like the same thing. But it's just that ego thing, that macho thing, que fuck that vato, whoopty whoop whoop. And in reality, they don't even know that vato, homie.
Right.
It could be you and I, like you're from the harbor area, I'm from the Valle. All of a sudden, I could be like, fuck this vato. No, homie. When we were kids, maybe, because we didn't know any better. But now the difference is this technology is showing us that we're now different. We have the same problems. Our moms have the same issues. They cook the same food. We eat tamales. We do tortillas. We do beans. We do the whole shit. We are the same people. And this tribalism shit needs to stop. And we need to bring all these little tribes together, which whatever hood is, we can bring all these hoods together. Man, homie, I'm telling you, the power that we would have, you would have the CNN over here, we have MSNBC, you would have all the national news. Be like, damn, these motherfuckers are actually doing it. Because you hear about it a lot, the sleeping giant. We are the sleeping giant.
Absolutely.
But the problem is we don't want to wake up. And until we wake up, it's going to be the same shit.
And other people do not want us to wake up.
Well, we're going to wake them up, whether they want to or not. That's the thing. Huevones don't want to wake up. We're going to go there and fucking put the boot to them and say, levántense pendejos, actívense, actívate. And then they're going to wake up. And there's going to be a good 25% that don't want to follow suit. But just like in the hood, once you get the hood going, they're going to follow suit whether they want to or not.
Right.
Because that's going to be the popular thing to do. Right now, it's not popular. That's what shows character of a person. When you do something because it's not popular. When it's popular, everybody's doing it. Pues a huevo, BLM, Black Lives Matter, everybody went. No, we're talking about brown people matter. Brown issues matter. It's not popular now, but if we get this thing moving, they'll come to the table.
You know what's crazy, man? I saw more people prideful for Black Lives Matter than I saw black people.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest with you. I saw it.
No, it's true.
And I was looking at these I was like, fuck, what the fuck's going on here?
African Americans are only 13% of the population. So the majority of people out there were white, were Mexican, then LGBTQ jumped on that and they kind of took over. It's all about movements. It's all about policies. It's all about politics, man.
It's all about politics. And with that, we're going to go ahead and take a 10-minute break. We're going to bring your co-host out. We're going to talk a little bit more about podcasting. I want to talk a little bit about some norteño topics that somebody submitted.
Oh, let's
and
do
I
it,
got some
homie.
questions.
Let's do it. Shout out to norteños.
Yes. Once again, everybody, call somebody, text somebody. Well, you guys know the rest. We'll be back in 10 minutes. I may start drinking. I don't know. We'll see what's up. Don't hold your breath. Mega Man brought some beers. Okay. So we'll be back 10 minutes.
Bella, I'm here on Roadium Radio with my boy Tony A. the Wizard. Stay tuned.
Yo, it's Ray Monique on Roadium Radio with Tony A. the motherfucking Wizard. Tune in and subscribe.
What's going on, everybody? This is Big Rich G here at Roadium Radio with Tony A. You guys got to check this out, man. Don't miss out. Tune in.
It's your boy Producer A here at Roadium Radio. It's your boy Tony A. Make sure y'all subscribe every Sunday, Wednesday, 7 p.m. with the dopest podcast popping in the motherfucking West Coast. Make sure y'all subscribe. Peace.
Yeah, this is Pablito here at Roadium Radio. I'm here with Tony A. the Wizard. Tune in.
What's cracking? It's your boy Noel G in the house, aka Hector. You guys know what time it is, right here with the Roadium Radio Show, hosted by your boy Tony A. the Wizard. Keep listening. We got something good for you.
What's good, beautiful ladies? It's your boy MC Magic, Tony A. the Wizard. You already know. Roadium Radio Show. Turn it up. Zzz.
Yo, what's good with y'all? This your boy Big Prodigy from the legendary South Central Cartel. And I'm over here chilling with my homeboy Tony A. the Wizard on the Roadium Radio Show. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe to the page on YouTube. And by the way, check out that interview with yours truly. You dig? Wes.
What's up, guys? This is Mayito. You're watching Roadium Radio with Tony A, the Wizard.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Little Silent from BOTG, the voice of the ghetto, man. Tune in every Sunday and Wednesday to Roadium Radio. You already know, hosted by the legend himself, Tony A, the Wizard, man. Just don't miss out, man. That should be active out here.
What's up, everyone? This is Antonio Pelayo. I'm here at Roadium Radio with Tony A, the Wizard. Make sure to subscribe.
Yo, what's up, everybody? LA Baseball Head here, also known as LAFC Soccer Head, chilling on Roadium Radio with my homeboy, Tony A, the Wizard.
What it do? DJ Joe Cool. You chilling with me, DJ Tony A, the Wizard, and Roadium Radio. You heard me?
What up, everyone? This is Solita. Tune into Roadium Radio, hosted by Tony A, the Wizard.
What up, Susie Q in the motherfucking building. I'm here chilling with Tony A, the motherfucking Wizard. Roadium Radio, YouTube, you guys check it out, subscribe, spank it easy.
Yo, this is Shady Boy right here with Tony A, the Wizard on Roadium Radio.
What's poppin' with it, family? It's your boy Jokes Loves Life, and you are now tuned in to Roadium Radio with the one and only Tony A, the motherfucking Wizard. That's right, love life, y'all.
This your boy Weeto Trees, Roadium Radio in the house, Tony A, the Wizard, what's up?
What's up, this is your boy Panther on Roadium Radio. Tune in with your boy Tony A, the Wizard, and make sure you hit that subscribe button. Yay.
This is Murray Brumfield, a.k.a. Mexicali Slim, Familiar Records, and you rolling with Roadium Radio with Tony A.
Yo, what up, it's your boy DJ Kazam. We're right here live, Roadium Radio with my boy Tony A, the Wizard. That's what's up. Ooh.
What's up, you guys? It's your girl Mariah Avila. I'm here on Roadium Radio with Tony the Wizard. Please subscribe, like, and comment.
Yo, it's cracking. It's your homeboy, Mr. Motherfucking Junebug. And you just tuned in to Roadium Radio with Tony A, the motherfucking Wizard. And don't forget, subscribe to the channel. You know.
Jubilee Raza, it's your homeboy Hypnotic right here in Roadium Radio with Tony A, the Wizard. Make sure you subscribe, like, and do all that. Don't forget to comment. Much love.
Yo, this is Grincho Brown on Roadium Radio with Tony A, the Wizard. Keeping this shit popping, all West Coast, all love. Shout out to my Raza, we getting it.
Hey, look, this is Chunks, the San Diego All-Star. You are now tuned in to Roadium Radio right here with Tony A, the Wizard. Tap in.
What's up, it's your girl Carolyn Rodriguez here at Roadium Radio. Make sure you tune in every Wednesday and Sunday to Tony A, the Wizard.
What's up, y'all? This is DJ Tony G. You're listening to Roadium Radio with the homeboy, Tony A, the Wizard. Roadium Radio.
Yo, what's cracking? This is 2Max with Mexican descent, visionary shapeshifters, Good Life Project Blowed, LA Underground Hip Hop. You're tuned in to Roadium Radio with Tony A, the Wizard on Wednesdays and Sundays. LA Hip Hop will save the world. Ooh.
You'll call somebody, text somebody, slap the shit out of somebody. Let them know that Roadium Radio is live up in this biatch.
And welcome back, everyone, to Roadium Radio episode 241. And I want to thank everybody once again on the live chat, everybody who's dropped money, everybody who's liked, commented, subscribed. If you disliked, it doesn't matter. You're still watching. So much love, much respect to everybody watching. But we're going to go ahead and jump right back into it with Gil from American Cholo. Gil, can you take the time and introduce your co-host, please?
Yeah, this is Boo Boo. Anybody who watches the show, this is Boo Boo, my co-host. He's been there for about 4 years now.
Okay.
That's right. Boo Boo with American Cholo. How you guys doing?
Awesome. Glad you can make it.
Thanks for inviting us.
All good. I want to ask you, how did you meet Gil?
The first time I met Gil, I think it was 1990. We were on Sunset Boulevard, Hollywood Boulevard.
It was on, I think
it was Sunset Boulevard. We're from rival neighborhoods.
Okay.
We don't get along. Our neighbors do kind of get along now, but back then we really didn't. And his neighborhood kidnapped me, and Gil I took a couple of foot shots to the face by Gil. I ain't bullshitting, homie. I ain't bullshitting. His neighborhood kidnapped me, and he was one of them.
It was. We didn't find this out until later on after we actually talked. And hey, you remember in Hollywood? I said, yeah. As a matter of fact, I was the guy that ran on your homie's car and hit his car, and then we had a full blown riot with his neighborhood, and it was about maybe like 50 or 50 on 50 or 50 on 20. It was just a full-blown riot. He ended up telling me that he got into one of the homies' back of his trucks, got kidnapped. They socked him up. Somehow his homies pulled him out and whatever it was. So it was kind of crazy hearing the story. But me and him met through his older homie that used to be on our podcast. He went out to do his own thing now. And it's cool because it shows how we can come from that lifestyle and actually get along the way we do.
Yes. No, that's a good thing. Just really quick, Alex, just to make sure we got a good level on the third mic, okay? Okay, good. Another thing is this. I interviewed him twice, MC Pancho. I believe he was on the show.
Shout out to MC Pancho.
The first time I interviewed him was on New Year's Day, I want to say, of 2020. I believe he just turned 2020.
Yeah.
So I interviewed him here. And I told him, I'm so thankful that we grew up and things are different now, because I said back then we would have never have been talking.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he was from San Pedro, I was from right here in my neighborhood.
Yes.
So we would have never ever have gone along. And one thing that I'm glad it's over, at least for myself and a lot of my homies, is that there were certain places that you just could not go.
Of course.
You know, like for an example, I couldn't go to San Pedro.
Yeah.
I couldn't go to Harbor City. You know, I couldn't go like certain locations because like you're a sitting duck if you're at a fucking red light.
Fucking A.
Yep.
You know, and that's one thing that a lot of people that are in the hood maybe never experienced because it's different now.
Right.
Today, here's what I see a lot. It's not take it to the streets anymore. It's let's take it to the internet. I'm gonna expose you.
Oh yeah,
exactly. Exactly.
They're using the internet, but at the same time that these youngsters are using the internet, they're getting caught up. I mean, they're showing their gun. If I was a police officer in today's day and age,
you go to the internet and watch them.
Yeah, and they do. They have cops to sit there and for every division. All right, Harbor area. All right, let me go watch these guys from Wilmington. Let me watch these guys from San Pedro. Let me watch these. And these young guys, instead of that's a better thing. At least they're not killing each other as much in the streets, even though they are. They're banging on the social media, but they're becoming sitting ducks for the cops. Dude.
Yes,
and that just shows how much say you and MC Pancho, me and Gil, have we're more alike than disalike.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I mean, like you guys were talking about earlier that we make the same food, we have the same friends,
we drink the same beer.
We drink the same beer, and we're all fighting each other for something that's really stupid.
You know, and here's the thing, and then I'm just going to be honest. There's no disrespect to anyone, but let's just say that one day we just go to bed and then we slip into eternity. Guess what? The block is still here. The block that you said
it's not leaving.
It's not leaving. I will die for my neighborhood.
Yeah,
I would
always be there.
It would always fucking be.
I think Rick James said on one of his songs, "Don't worry about the ghetto because the ghetto will be there tomorrow." In other words, the hood ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, Ice-T said it best. I mean, gangs will just multiply.
Yeah.
Try, and this is what I tell younger homies, because a lot of times I can't really have a conversation with a 15-year-old. And I can't. That's just me, brother. Like people say, "What are you talking?" No, I'm leading by example to that youngster. So I'm sure there is youngsters watching, but a lot of times I get guys out of prison when I hire them, right?
Right.
And like I said before, they would call me for the straps. Now they call me for the hammer and work, right? And I gotta have that conversation with them. Listen, homie, this ain't the joint. If somebody's saying something about you not working enough, it's because it's work. It's not. A lot of guys come with that mentality that's, oh no, you can't. No, homie, we gotta break that cycle. And we as older guys are leading by example, showing guys who we're in our 40s, right? Some of us are much older, like Tony. Even though Tony doesn't look that old.
Nope.
So we're in our 40s, 50s, 40s. Guys at our late 30s are watching us. Yeah. Guys who are mid 30s are watching them. So we need to sit there, because I'm not going to tell a 15-year-old guy, because he's going to look at us and say, pinche viejito que sabe his way.
Yeah.
But as long as we convey that message down to the guys below, that's how it works. And that's how prison life became, how powerful it became. Boom, 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 it goes on the hierarchy. But now instead of using that hierarchy in an evil madness way, we use it in a positive way to sit there and tell the youngster below you, this how you do it, this how you do it. And eventually it'll get down to that lower guy and say, hey, my homies who's 20 years old is working now, is getting money. Instead of banging on each other with guns and see who's got the biggest gun and wah. Oh shit, this fool just bought a house in this fucking hood.
Yes.
Let's compete like the white man compete, homie. They compete with actually business, making money, doing. That's the difference between gangbanging and being in high level stakes.
Yeah. You know, Gil, let me ask you this. As far as, you know, you being a voice and you have a platform to give people an opportunity not only to voice their opinions, but to share their story, okay? Right. What encouraged you or what motivated you to start a podcast, and how long have you been doing it?
The podcast actually probably started at 2019.
Okay.
I started doing my own thing because they raided my pad. It was pretty much police brutality. They stole my phone, the whole shebang, because they thought I was going to jail. They thought I was this either dope dealer, or they thought I was this guy running a ring with my little homies, because some of my little homies got caught up in some shit.
Right.
And they just assumed that I'm this no good guy because they ran my make of who I was in the hood, my background and everything. And they came to my house, handcuffed my wife, handcuffed my kids, handcuffed my in-laws. I mean, just at the whole shabam. And then they finally bring me back to the house. They're like, well, what are we going to find the cameras? I said, you're going to find me putting up Christmas lights, man. I said, all you had to do was come and knock on my door. That's all you had to do. And before that, Tony, I was a very private person, brother. I had no Instagram. I had no TikTok. I had no YouTube. I had zero social media. Anybody that knew me from the hood knew me because who I was in the neighborhood, right?
Right.
And that kind of... It put something in my belly, brother. It started a fire where I was like, all right, you motherfuckers want to know who I am? This is who I am. I am the American Cholo. I'm that guy that used to be a gangbanger, when I'm a guy that actually works and tries to keep these guys out of jail, that's actually trying to do something for the community. But you guys are so quick to judge somebody and stereotype somebody. And that's how it started, right? And then eventually one day I was just like, you know what? Let's grab some mics and start talking. Let's start having. I started scoping game more on other there wasn't no other platforms like that, right? But I started watching like, dude, there's no representation. There's nobody talking about this. There's nobody really teaching people about politics. There's really nobody teaching people about this. And I just kind of took it upon myself and said, all right, let's get some mics in front of us. Let's start talking. Because one thing we haven't done throughout all these years, we don't talk to one another. We don't communicate to one another.
Right. And how did he come into the picture? Did you just call him one day, hey, you want to sit down?
We met through a mutual friend.
Okay.
And then he actually came on the podcast. And then I just kind of tagged along. So if you look at our earlier... from 2019, I was kind of like this shy, like, what do I do? Oh, I'm just, they used to make fun of me, calling me silent boo-boo, because I was just like, oh, like, I really didn't know what to do.
Right.
And then he actually interviewed me on my life story, so it's still up, and that's how we ended up meeting, and then it just became, hey, let's try this podcast. He invited us on, and I've been here ever since.
That's good, man. Mm-hmm. Now, as far as, let me ask you this controversial question, okay? When I first started this podcast, there was a lot of people, you should interview, this guy should interview. I already had my set on who I was going to interview.
Right.
And let me give you a little bit of backgrounds for those of you that are interested in podcasting. Gil, and this is the God's honest truth, I was literally begging people to interview me because I was coming out with my own documentary.
Right.
I wasn't even on Instagram at the time. This was 2017.
Right.
So I was telling people, hey, man, I'm working on this documentary to
get more exposure.
Yeah, and to honor my ex-manager who passed away, a Japanese vendor from the city of Whittier, okay? And so I did it out of my own money. I filmed it. 2019 is about to come out. So beginning of 2019, I'm literally calling out, hey, man, I can get I don't know who you are. Okay, cool. Hey, man, think I can get an interview? I must have did about 60 interviews. Out of maybe like 55, none of them were going live. It was all Spotify. I don't even know if they ever even came out.
Yeah.
So one day I just said, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to go against the grain. On my last interview, I got interviewed in somebody's home and he was going YouTube live. I just happened to look how many people were watching and there were 5 people. So it really discouraged me because I've done so many. and I just said, fuck. So I asked him, what made you go live? He goes, I don't know. I don't even care if anybody watches. He goes, I don't even, this is what he said. Yeah. He goes, wait, are we even live? That's what he said. And I was like, oh, I see 5 people on. He goes, yeah. I go, well, how come more people don't go live? Everybody discouraged me. Like, don't go live. Right. Nobody's going to watch. Nobody's going to subscribe. So I want to encourage new podcasts, especially the Raza podcasters, go against the grain.
Yes.
If they tell you que no va a servir, no va a trabajar, it ain't going to fucking work, honestly, go ahead and do it, man.
Do it, brother.
So I did it. People, I remember the first time we went live, we had like 40 people. It took me like a week to hit like 1K on the interview.
Right.
Like 4 days later, I did another one. It took like 4 days to hit 1K.
Yeah.
The next one, like 3 days. The next one, 1K. And I was like, it's just going somewhere.
Yeah, that they like the lives. Yeah. And I saw that watching your stuff, to be completely honest with you. I saw it, I'm like, dude, lives is where it's at. And I just had issues. I didn't know what to plug in, what to have this, what the internet would drop all the time. So it was that. But yeah, on the live stuff, Tony, you were definitely one of the first guys out there actually doing the lives, and it works.
And you know what? And it's all because I took a chance. So now I encourage everyone, now that we have the platforms, you know what? Use them.
Yes, absolutely.
Use them to uplift. Use them to unite. A lot of people want to do the whole Jerry Springer thing. I don't do that on podcast. You know what I'm saying? Because I had people say, "Well, what if we bring a naked girl and we put it on the table, bro? We're not gonna do all that shit, bro."
Yeah.
You know. So, but now my question to you, when I said controversy, it was early on my podcast, and somebody requested a guy named Sir Dyno, aka David Rocha.
Yes.
And so what I did, I called up couple of my homies from San Diego. And I said at the time, hey, have you heard of this guy? I said, because I've been out of the music 2002 to 2017. He goes, yeah, he's like the Kid Frost of Norteño rap.
Yes.
And I said, all right, cool, because somebody recommended him. He goes, oh, well, he's still a Norteño. I said, well, I'm looking at his page and it says he's a pastor.
Yes.
Okay, no problem. I invited him here. You know, we talked about God, talked about his church. And one thing he said, I don't want to talk street politics because that's not my life anymore.
That's right.
I got a lot of heat for that one, okay? Not necessarily from my neighborhood because they were watching and I got calls. Tony, he cannot talk about Norteño, Sureño politics.
Right, of course.
And I said, he doesn't want to. But those same people the next day told me that was an amazing interview.
That's right.
Have you ever interviewed anyone that has brought you a lot of heat?
Not yet, not that much, to be completely honest with you. But with I've interviewed a couple norteños. With the Rocha one, I don't see any problem with that. And I actually not called out, but did a video about 2 weeks ago about norteños. People are thinking that I hate Anonymous. I said, hey, homie, I've been doing this. I interviewed norteños like 2 or 3 years ago. I interviewed, I think, 2. But like always, that vato's not a gangbanging norteño. Yeah. That vato's not this. And I tell him, well, bring me a real norteño. Bring me a real norteño to the table. I will interview him. Nobody dictates what I do in my life as far as that goes, homie. I got nothing but love for that. It's just... Norteño, Sureño is just like 18th Street, Florencia. It's just a name of a street, just a name of a different group. Just so what? So we can fight one another. That's all it is. And it's just gangbanging. It's just gangbanging in a different form or a different part of the state, right?
Right.
And the same thing with like upstate Sureños and North. It's just gangbanging, guys. They'll be like, yo, you don't understand, Gil. I can't get along with, like, some norteños. I can't get along with these upstate Sureños. You guys are cool, but they're... Nah, homie, it's the same thing. You are just gangbanging. If that's the case, everybody that ever killed one of my homies, I should say fuck them then.
Right.
If that's the case, ain't no norteño ever killed one of my homies. And up there, yeah, you guys got it, but at the end, it's just gangbanging. It's gangbanging, and we gotta shake that shit.
Right. You know, the first and only time I ever met a norteño was in the LA County jail. I was 17 years old. I was going up for 25 years to life. I was 17 years old at that time, and I walked into the LA County jail with the San Francisco jersey on. Out here in LA, that's no big deal.
Right.
You know, I mean, we were red. The colors don't matter.
Right.
You know, so I walk in, no one says nothing. You know, I turn in my clothes. I did a whole year in jail. I come out. I'm going through the LA County jail through the cells. This is Twin Towers wasn't open yet.
Right.
So they were up, but they weren't open. I don't know if some of you remember that you go through all those cells before you get out. Right.
When you're being processed.
Yeah, when you're being processed out, you go from this cell to it's just hopping around. And this dude comes up to me and he's like, hey, you a norteño? And I was like, I didn't know what a norteño was. You know, I was like, what? And then he goes, yeah, I'm a norteño. And then it took a little while for me to process that. You know, I'm 17 years old. I got tried as an adult, so I'm in the LA County jail.
Right.
And well, actually, at this time, I was actually getting out, so I'm 18. So I was like, hey, homie, you just keep your mouth fucking shut and don't say nothing, dog, and just fucking run your own fucking program.
We're supposed to rush him right there,
homie, I was going up for murder, dog. I was going home, like, dog. Fuck that, dog. You know, I'm hoping I ain't got no more fucking crimes on me so I can go home, right? So anyways, I ended up going home, but that was my first ever time ever meeting a norteño, and since then.
Right.
And I've heard a lot of people, I ran into norteños 3 times. Had riots with norteños, had fights with norteños, and sat there and had conversation with norteños, right? So I've actually ran into them and you know, had whatever we did. And a lot of homies that sit there and say, fuck those vatos. I remember I had a conversation with a guy, right? And one guy was specifically about that conversation. They told me, hey, well, fuck that. Tony had this guy, David Rocha, and he fucking dissed the sur back in that when he was a rapper and all that. I said, hey, let me ask this. Have you ever ran into a norteño in your life? He's like, nah, homie, but I said, come on, brother. You're looking for a reason to hate. And that's the problem. We are looking for a reason to keep the fight going on. Kids will look for a reason. Immature people will look for a reason to keep the fight going on. Men will sit there and say, wait, ya estuvo.
Right.
How can we get this thing going? Because in reality, if you think about it, even business-wise, there's no money to be made while you're fighting.
Yeah.
No, we can make real money, real progress while we're getting together and working with one another. Are we all going to get along? No, we're not going to get along.
Yeah, we're not going to collect a pension or Social Security gangbanging.
No,
never. You know, I don't know. Not one veterano is collecting a pension.
No, he's getting it from SSI.
GR, that gangster relief.
You know, I put in 50 years. I got 50 years, and I'm gonna use on my disability. You know, no, okay. Well, I had a couple of rappers, and I'm not gonna mention them, but I'll say it because I know they're watching. The guys that say they don't watch, those are the guys that watch.
Yeah.
One guy said through a mutual friend, I would never fuck with that guy because he fucks with all norteños. I interviewed ex, and now he's a pastor.
Right.
Now he's too friendly with those guys. Cool. Here's my thing. I don't want you here then. If you're going to come with that attitude, I don't want you here. I'm trying to provide a platform for the raza, but you want to pick and choose and you want to dictate. I never said that this was an American Me podcast.
Yeah.
I never said that. You never said this.
Would that person ever go to a major radio station and tell
Right.
them that.
Yeah.
No, because they never get through. See, they
Exactly.
can get through to you through Instagram,
Right.
through Facebook, through all that. So they have a direct connect to you.
Right.
So, but if they go to a major radio station, they're gonna tell you go fly a fucking
Yeah.
kite, homie.
Like you don't run, Blood In Blood Out podcast, right?
No.
You know, but a lot of people think that's what this is.
Yeah.
And I'm
And
like,
it's not that.
bro, it's for artists. It's free promotion. Okay. Now, here's my thing. I've never charged anyone for the interview, and I've never paid anyone for an interview. I wouldn't do that. The only time, and this was just recently, that I paid for somebody's flight, and it was because of this, and I'll say the artist's name because I got respect for him. Tash from the Alcoholics. I had booked him about a month ahead of time. And the day before, I sent them my address, and I said, hey, I'll see you tomorrow around 6:30. And he said,
what?
Yeah, he said, bro, I thought this was Zoom. And I said, no, dude.
Yeah, you out here.
So we talked for about 30 minutes. He goes, how can we make this happen? I go, bro, let me just look. Because where do you stay? He goes, I stay in Las Vegas. Let me see what the flights are. It was $150.
Yeah,
and I
it's
said,
not
look,
bad.
bro, I don't want to cancel because it'll look like fucking false advertisement. A lot of people are hyped.
Yeah.
That was
Oh,
the only time that I actually ever paid. It's like giving somebody gas money.
Yeah, that's it.
We're not getting paid for this shit?
No, man.
Oh, that's it, man.
Wait a minute, we're not getting paid. Cut this shit. We're out of here. We're not getting paid for this, Tony?
No.
Jesus.
You know what's crazy, bro? There was only one guy when I asked him, and most people submit their music, but there's certain ones that I don't mind going after. And I was like, hey, man, you down to do an interview? He goes, what's the budget? And I said, I said, it's all good, homie. We're good.
Yeah, you're out.
But listen, I could see myself all day long if the platform, I could see you doing if the platform was big enough, I would pay for people to fly in, get them a hotel room. Because you can't expect somebody to come out here if they're out of town and do that. If that was the case, yeah, absolutely. But I wouldn't sit there and tell somebody, I'll give you 5 racks. And there's a lot of guys that they don't know.
That.
Well, that's also another thing. We hit that 100,000, Tony. I'm calling all these fools out. And I'm still will at the end of the year. I'm pulling all their covers. I'm gonna be like, all right, people, this is what these guys charge. This is your favorite rapper. He's charging this much. This is your favorite rapper, and I'm gonna tell those rappers, all right, I got the money. You gonna come on or not? That would be like, because you'll go to Vlad TV, you'll go to No Jumper, you'll go to all these white, black.
You'll run to those.
They'll run to them. But to a Raza one, they will not come, homie. And that's a shame on them. They should not do that.
Now, a lot of people, I'm going to say this, I won't say their names. If you have not seen your favorite Chicano rapper here, it's because they had too many conditions. Here's what they said. I'm all about positivity. I'm not no negativity. Can you turn off the live chat? Nope. Can you turn off the comments once the video's posted? Nope. Can we not do it live? Nope. I can't be in one place more than 2 hours. Like, bro, fuck. This motherfucker's acting like he's fucking El Chapo or something.
They're very fearful. I've gotten quite a few that they're gonna come on, like some major guys. I mean, major in not just rap, major in Mexican music.
Okay.
And they've all pretty much said yes, and I'm like, all right, I'm waiting. I hit them up. They canceled a couple times. I don't post it. I'm like, all right. Like I said, I'm gonna see who's who and what's what.
Right.
And that's what this year's gonna be. And that May 21st event, we're gonna see who's who and what's what.
Now, there's 3 dudes that are Raza that we've had conversations.
Yes.
This is just not through DM. Conversations.
Yes.
Yeah. You want to come through? Yeah. They never came through. But I'll tell you what, when Vlad or No Jumper went, they fucking ran over there.
Yes.
Yep.
You know. Now, one thing is we all say on our Instagram, Viva la Raza, Brown Pride, whatever. But yet you go run over there.
Yes.
You won't give Raza an opportunity.
Yes.
You know. And here's the thing. I don't want to sound mean, but I didn't really want your goofy ass here. The thing was that the
You
fans.
sounded mean, Tony. You sounded mean.
Yeah, I know. But it feels good.
Yeah.
But, okay. And here's the thing. I'm giving the fans what they want, and if you don't want to give the fans what they want and they support you, don't support them anymore.
Yes. Straight up.
You know, don't support these guys.
Straight
you know,
up.
But that just goes back to how we fucking hate on each other. You know, we have that hater gene, you know, between us, Cali Max.
But we need to call it out. Somebody told me
it's true.
Somebody told me, hey, and I think it was one of the actors on the Mayans, right? They're like, Gil, you can't be saying this kind of stuff. You can't be doing this. Those are the only actors we have. I'm like, well, if they're not helping us, then why does it matter? That means they're just about their money.
Yeah.
That's straight up. That means they're just about their money. They're not really stepping up to the plate. And they're like, step up to the plate what? Well, I said, remember BLM, Black Tuesday? They blacked out on their Tuesday. Anything that happened, yeah, we're going to go for it. When it comes to our problems, when it comes to our issues, They're nowhere to be
Crickets,
found
man.
because why? Because it's not
Crickets,
popular.
bro.
Because we're not trending. Well, we're not trying to trend. We're trying to do what's right for our people, man.
Period.
That's it.
You know what? There was a lot of raza that was all for Black Lives Matter.
Major, homeboy,
And let me
major.
tell you something. And I want to say that we're not saying that you shouldn't.
No, of course not.
What we're saying is, how much more should you do for your own?
Bring that same energy to us, brother.
Yep.
Bring that positive energy. Bring that that exposure to us. But no, it's like they're like I said, they're not trending. We're not trending because why? Because we're not pushing up on the Oscars. We're not pushing up on entertainment. If you look at TV nowadays, every channel you see from channel 2 to channel 13, which is regular cable, right?
Right.
You're gonna see an African American. You're gonna see a white. You're gonna see a biracial kid. You're not gonna see a Latino. If you do see a Latino, he might be LGBTQ Latino, right? The LGBTQ is pushing their agenda. More power to them. The Black Lives Matter are pushing their agenda. More power to them. Why aren't we pushing our agenda? Cállate, güey, no digas nada. No, if you want to shut up and go to the corner, you can go and shut up and go to the corner. I'm going to speak, homie, and hopefully people will listen. We'll get a movement. We should be in front of the Oscars next year talking about, no, we're not going to go to the Oscars, telling our celebrities, don't go to the Oscars. Where's the representation at the Oscars? Nobody. Where's the representation in the radio? Nobody. Netflix is probably the only one that shows a lot of Latino stuff. But other than that, we're nowhere to be seen. Why? Because we're not making any noise.
Yeah, but we're the generation that's making that noise. Because if you look at our tias and our moms and all that, they were the ones always telling us to, be quiet.
Yeah, but not no
be
more.
Calm,
It's
be
not-
calm. So we're the generation to make that change.
Well, we're trying to.
You know, yeah, we're trying to, and we're the.
Now, here's one thing that somebody told me about a year and a half ago, and I have to respect this, and maybe you guys can elaborate a little bit on it. Some dude respectfully told me, Tony, the reason why a lot of raza doesn't make noise because we're here illegally.
That's bullshit.
Okay.
That would go back in the 80s.
Okay.
Back in the 90s. That is why we used to say, don't say anything. My mom used to say, don't make no noise because she's slanging cocaine, right?
Right.
Other people, were there illegally. So that was true back in those days. Nowadays, all the kids born here are legal. All the kids born here are citizens. California is a place where they're not deporting you like that. California is a sanctuary fucking state, pretty much, right? We don't make noise because we're fucking with owners, and we'd rather sit there and watch TikTok and watch Crip Mac go Crip than actually fucking do some work, homeboy. And that's the fucking truth. Whether they want to hear it or not, they'd rather hear some buffoonery ass shit than hear some shit that's really gonna get us ahead, homeboy. And that's the fucking fact.
No Custer shit.
No Custer shit, homeboy. Shout out to Crip Mac, homeboy. Don't be talking shit about it. That's not. I'm just using an example.
Right.
But that's what it is. We're not illegals anymore. We're fucking citizens of this country, and we need to use the same game that they've came up on to make our people go ahead. People be like, well, first of all, this ain't Mexico anymore. That war is over. All right, if you want to go fight that war, get on your horse and fucking with a slingshot, go against the tanks. So I mean, that war is over, and no disrespect to them. This is America. All right, we're part of America. We actually make America better, but we need to sit there and use the same political power that America has. If they knew Latinos were voting a certain way, they would cater to us, homie. They would. They don't cater to us. Why? Because we're that cook, we're that cleaner that don't say anything. Oh, eres bien trabajador. Sigue trabajando, güey. I use this analogy, Tony. You got a white guy, you got a black guy, you got a Latino guy. Latino guy's been there for 10 years. The white and black guy just started. Within 5 years, that white and black guy getting more money. Why? Because the Latino guy's a hard-ass worker and no dice nada. The white guy's gone over there. Hey, jefe, hey, boss, can I get a raise? All right, here you go. Black guy goes in there. Hey, can I get a raise? Yeah, here you go. How about the Mexican guy, Latino guy? Has he asked for a raise? No? All right. Are you going to pay him anymore? Fuck no. That's how cutthroat business is. And if we don't make any noise politically, we don't make any noise in America, we're going to be that same fucking sucker out there. But I'm tired of being a sucker.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, we're the ones making a change.
Yes.
American Cholo, Roadium Radio, Hoodstocks, Mega Man.
Well, we got voices,
Incredible
dude.
Hulk.
We got
We're
voices.
starting to make
and all this stuff is we can use. Listen, we can all do it. This is what I tell people too. And I've spoken to people like, hey, Gil, I don't really fuck with you. You get too political. I said, listen, brother, you don't need to get political. I'll be the bad guy. But you need to give me that exposure. Come on the show and just show some love. We won't talk politics. There's many guys that I bring on, I don't talk politics. Because I know, that's the business. No problem. But give me that exposure that you give to Vlad TV. That you give to No Jumper. Because No Jumper, Vlad TV, all they're doing, they're making money off blacks. A little bit of brown. They're just making money off. No Jumper is really just making the gang community worse for the black people because he's throwing all their drama out to their fucking. It'll be like me bringing different fools from different hoods talking shit about each other.
Vlad does the same shit.
Yeah,
I've seen it. Vlad does the same shit, and a lot of these guys don't. A lot of these guys starting to wake up that some people think that this guy works for the feds.
Right.
You know, because a lot of these guys come on to get arrested because they go in there and fucking spill their guts.
They spill their guts, yeah. But I wouldn't ask those guys those kind of questions. But to me, it's to hire guys who are Latino raza who have platforms. Come on, brother. I'll be the bad guy. I'll be the guy talking all that shit. But just come on to sit there and let other people say, oh, shit, look what this guy's talking about. Because I think more people hear what we're talking about on our platform, Tony, they're like, fuck, that guy kind of makes sense, homie. You know?
Yeah,
it hurts. It touches you. It's like, ugh, it duele. Pero when somebody's telling you the truth, hey, güey, va a doler, güey. Si estás todo panzonzote y te vas a morir, güey, y digo, hey, güey, estás bien panzón, güey, bájale, te va a doler, but I'm telling you the truth.
Right.
Would it be better me to tell you, oh, no, here, keep on drinking, keep on getting fucked up. Se murió. Pobrecito. No, tell the guy the truth. Hey, dude, slow it down a little bit.
Right. Very true. It's like one time I gave just this example, and I said, hey, look, if you go to the doctor, would you want the doctor to tell you the truth?
Yeah.
You know, you stop eating the way you're eating, or you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Period. Or he could say, I'm going to give you some aspirins and you'll be good.
You'll be
Yeah,
Just take a little more insulin.
And then 8 months from
you'll
now,
be
you're
good.
dying. Why did you tell me? Oh, I thought that's what you wanted to hear.
Right. I know the truth hurts, but honestly, I would rather hurt you with the truth than comfort you with the lie.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I think a lot of times, many of us, no, I don't want to say nothing because I'll get fucking fired or. I don't know what it is. I've always been one of these people to speak out, to lead.
Right.
You know, and I like it that you're doing the same thing.
Thank
you know. Now, as far as this unity meeting, I know
Yes.
people have been asking, what inspired this, and when is it? Fill us in.
I'm not even baptized. I'm not a church going guy, but I could say it's almost like a God thing, dude. I've been wanting to do this for a while. Ever since I started my platform, I've always had a certain goal, and that's why I say when I hit this turn, if I don't hit it, I'm gone. And it was just, I was tired of hearing unity. Every concert we go to is Raza's unity. Every podcast is unity. Everything is unity. I'm like, all right, well, where are we doing with this unity? You know, I do see the unity, which is beautiful. You see people in different neighborhoods, different barrios, not even hitting each other up, maybe no way, how you doing, this and that. But I'm trying to make it where, all right, well, let's call it out and come together. Let's come over here, sit down as men and share ideas with one another on how we can progress. Not just sit here. It's cool to go to the lowrider show. It's cool to go to the concert. It's cool to go to the art show. But now let's actually, all that work we've been putting together to come together, let's all bring it together, sit down as brown men and women proud of who we are and have real conversations with one another about, hey, dude, so what are you doing? I'm doing a podcast. All right, so what are you doing? I'm doing this. All right, hey, this bill's coming up on the Senate floor of California. Hey, do you agree with this? No, I don't agree with this. And actually have different facets where we can start communicating with one another. Started locally in our cities, go to the county of LA, go to the whole LA county, go to the state, go up to the Fresno, go up to Sacramento, and eventually they will follow suit. I can guarantee you they will follow suit. Imagine, Tony, if the founding fathers, somebody told them, oh, you guys are fucking ruffling feathers. What are you guys doing there? We'd still be England over here, homie. If the Chicano movements and the Martin Luther King movements, that people were telling Martin Luther King, hey, we got it good, man. You know there was some house Negroes out there telling me, hey, we got it good, dude. We don't got to do this. We'd still be in the back of the bus, homie. We'd still be those wetbackers and niggas.
Right.
And right now, we are still those wetbacks. We are in the bottom of the totem pole. The brothers are up there. Why? Because they fucking made their voice heard. And politically, they've got power because they spoke. If we stay quiet, we're going to continue to be that fucking wetback in the back of the room. And I'm tired of people looking at us like that, brother.
Hey, we could just end the podcast right there.
Yeah, right there. That's it, man. Salud, eh?
So, okay, well, and what date is this, and how many people are invited? What city?
Okay, it's in North Hollywood, May 21st. I'll post it again. Are you coming, Tony?
Yes.
There you go. They asked me to ask you. Thank you, Tony.
Okay, but do I get a chance to speak?
Absolutely. You want to speak? Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. May 21st, North Hollywood will be very quick, right? It'll be between 2 and 5 o'clock.
Okay.
We're going to have jumpers for jumper for kids or jumpers for kids. We're going to have food for kids. It seats 200 people. It'll be, and the great thing is it'll be the actual church. It'll be at the Victory Outreach Church. Shout out to Pastor Ray. He's letting me use the venue. So we've got screens, the whole thing. You want to stream it live, right? And we're gonna sit here and just have a conversation, brother. Where can we actually take this? What can we do with all these numbers? It doesn't matter if you have 100,000 followers. It doesn't matter if you have 1,000. It doesn't matter if you have 10. You have some kind of following, and if we can put collectively all those numbers, it's unstoppable what we can do,
right,
brother.
When he brought this idea to the table, what were your thoughts on it?
I was like, hell yeah, there's something we need, because you do hear all these other platforms talking about unity, and it's never happening. Right. And then when he brought it with a date and a location, I was like, oh hell yeah, let's do this. And I back Gil 100%, no matter what.
It's like this, Tony. We've all been at the carne asada. We've all said, we need to do this. We've all, I don't care. Not every carne asada. We've all been there. Estamos tomando, güey. Hey, güey, nos tenemos que juntar. Tenemos que hacer algo para la raza. Un día.
Right.
Un día. Why not now? Why not us, Tony?
Right.
Straight up. We were the ones that made a lot of these young guys turn their life to shit just like other guys. We were responsible for making gangs the problem it is, and all the drugs and everything else, even though there was other factors to it. Well, let's us be the same guys who pull us out of that issue. Let us be known for, hey, dude, these guys. And if it doesn't work, hey, at least we fucking tried.
At least we fucking tried. You know, now let me say this, because I got really emotional right now when you were speaking, how you said we were responsible. How many of our homies are no longer here?
Of course, many, homeboy, too many. Too many, Tony. Too many, homie. To drugs, to murder, to being in prison.
Suicide.
Destroy their lives to suicide. Destroy their lives, homie. Destroy their lives for the hood, for the barrio. But the thing was, we thought we were doing right by them, and we were wrong. But at least we can be men and say, hey, dude, we were wrong, instead of keep the fucking cycle going because our egos are too big to say we fucked up. We fucked up, but we didn't know any better. We know better now. We need to stop that bullshit.
Absolutely. Damn. Okay. Yeah, I
finally got Tony with no words.
It blew your mind.
Well, you know, it's just because I go to a liquor store down the street. There's a lot of liquor stores that I, throughout the years, but there's one specifically where one of my homies from my neighborhood, he had just gotten jumped in, and a rival gang walked in, and as he walked out, they just blasted him in the back, and he died right at, and he wasn't even from the hood that long. And I think about that when you said, we were responsible for a lot of that stuff.
Yes, we were.
And we don't ever stop to think that. I remember one time I was bragging one time. I was a youngster, and I was talking about the nickel and diamond dope that I was slanging.
Right.
And one dude told me, so you take pride in ruining people's lives? And I'll be honest, as a youngster, in front of my friends, I kind of wised up like, well, I don't force them.
Right.
But I knew what he meant.
Yes, of course.
I knew what he meant. Yeah. And here I am going buying brand new Jordans. With this money.
With his money.
Right.
Yeah. So I get it, man. Let me go ahead and I know there was a couple of things you said you wanted to ask me about a certain artist or whatever.
Use the head real quick, then I'll ask you.
Okay. Meanwhile, me and him will chop it up.
All right. What you got?
Okay, let's see. Maybe you can answer this. Okay. I don't know why somebody said, when is the next handball tournament?
Because we had a handball tournament about, what was it, 2019? I think it was ending of 19. We had a handball tournament with a bunch of neighborhoods out in the valley, and some LA gang showed up.
Okay.
And just enemies just showing up. And just
any issues?
None at all. There must have been about 30 different gangs in the valley that showed up, all enemies, and just people just playing handball, and they just took it to the handball court, and whoever won. We got trophies, they got prizes, we had jumpers and everything there. That's probably what they're coming up with. And we said we would have another one, then COVID hit, and it just kind of
just cock blocked everything.
Yeah, just everything. But yeah, that's what the handball tournament's about.
Are you pretty good at handball?
No, I don't play at all, man. No, man. I didn't even play that day.
What about tennis?
Yeah, right.
Okay. Ask him. Okay, he already answered this. Ask him if he's really going to throw in the towel by the end of the year if he doesn't get 100,000 subscribers.
Yeah. Gil's serious. When Gil says something, he's serious about it. He don't mess around. That's one thing I've learned about him, is that when he's on something and he's on a mission, he's serious about that.
Okay, you guys, so there it is right there. He is going to quit.
Yeah, if you don't hit 100,000, I mean, the boo-boo goes gone. Because I'm on his show, But no, even with May 21st, when he came up to me with it, I was like, hell yeah, let's do this. What do you want me to do? What am I doing? That was my first question to him. What am I doing?
Right.
So he came up with this plan and this and that, and it's like, oh, all right, cool, I can do that.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
The next question is, once again, something along the line, one super real question. At the end of the day, what is more important, views and follows on your platform or actual change for our people?
Change for our people.
Obviously, that's self-explanatory from what he has been saying.
Yeah.
Okay, and this next question I want to save for him when he gets here. He's over there using hand sanitizer because he just went and watered the tree. So.
No, change for the people is absolutely right. We don't do it for the views. We don't do it for the money.
Right.
We do it strictly for the change of the people.
Okay, this one right here, Gil, somebody asked, will he consider patching things up with Sonny? I'm not sure who Sonny is, but...
Oh, he was our old... Listen, I'll invite Sonny. Sonny wants to come over. Street St. Louis, he's the guy, his older homie. He wants to come on. I'm inviting everybody, brother.
Okay.
I got no hate. Let's do whatever it is we got to do.
Okay. Once again, American Cholo still going to retire, blah, 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 if he keeps moving forward. Okay, right here. American Cholo still going to retire, or is he going to keep moving forward with the movement? Well, the podcasting, the subscriber thing is for the people, for the movement.
It's for the movement because, like I said, with the guys who we were talking about that won't come on, they'll go on Vlad TV. We hit that 100K, I'm going to bang on these fools. And I'm talking like, hey, dude, all right, now I got the numbers, I got the professional stuff, I got all this. Why aren't you coming on? And I'll put them on blast. And the thing is, and I know they don't want to hear that. And that's okay, but I'm going to put them on blast. And also, but the 100,000 subscribers is more about if we don't get that, there is no movement. There is no movement. That means you guys really don't want to do this. You guys just want to, and I understand people that follow, and I appreciate that to the fullest, brother. But if there is no movement, that's what I'm in it for. I'm in it for actually try to do something.
Right. Okay. I mean, either people just don't want to do it out of hate, or we ran out of Chicanos to press subscribe.
That's it. But I don't think we have. Homie.
We don't run out of
we're
Chicanos.
deep as fuck, homie.
We're the majority out here.
Yeah, and that's what it is. Share. That's what it's about.
Okay, here's another one. Ask him to look at it closely. I don't know what the hell that means.
And I saw a thing on your thing with Fools Gone Wild. That vato hated when Fools Gone Wild. No, I brought the conversation to the table, right? I did a thing on Fools Gone Wild. Is Fools Gone Wild good for the community, bad for the community? We had some Commitment Soldier called in, which is one like an original guy from Fools Gone Wild. You had him on here. And actually, the guy from Fools Gone Wild, we had a conversation on Instagram after that. He's told me pretty much, hey, man, thank you for that. I said, hey, man, I told you I was going to do it, but it was like, no, man, thank you. You actually had that conversation. Realized he was Raza, he's this, he's that. Hood Santa called in, so this guy does this for this community. And my only gripe with the Fools Gone Wild community was that I felt at the time that they weren't doing enough to bring stuff to the table politically and all that. And I don't know if we were influencing him, but now you look at his page, he's bringing some political stuff. In other words, if you've got these big platforms, use them to communicate. Why is America ran the way it is? The media. If the media tells you COVID's killing you, you're going to Costco and buy a gun. If the media is telling you this is killing, whoever controls the narrative controls the people. So people with big platforms like that need to inform us on certain things that pertain to us and not just use it for, just for monetary gains. And I've never said I thought Fools Gone Wild does that. He's doing his stuff and it's good. It's good for the people. So to me, and who am I? I'm just a person with a voice. But that's why I made my voice, right?
Yes, and all of us can have a voice if you have internet. You can go live.
Right? Yes.
Anytime.
Yes, sir.
Okay, here's another one. I'll give this one, and then you can ask me, because I know you wanted to ask me something.
Oh, yeah, I got a couple for you.
Okay. Is Iron Jacket Mexican? Is Chicano a color? I hope you guys touch the Chololani Iron Jacket controversy.
Is Chicano
a color?
A color? No, because you got the Japanese doing the Chicano movement out there in Japan.
Okay.
And that is fucking awesome.
And with Choloani, listen, as a person, I don't know the guy. I don't have no beef with him. But people will sit there and say, oh, you're fucking hate. No, listen. The guy Choloani, the issue I have, and I'll have anybody who says that I'm trying to hate on him, answer me this question. The guy said he was from East LA.
Yeah.
The guy said he was a gangman from East LA. The guy said he went to the Pinta and went to all this. And that all was a lie. That all was fabricated. I hate to break the news to you. He lived under the 6th Street Bridge, and it's puro pedo, güey. It's puro pedo. And to me, the reason I brought the Choloani thing up, you know why? Because people that were fucked with Choloani hard as fuck, I've hit him up. Hey, dude, what's up? Do an interview. Nothing, homie. Yeah. Crickets. And I said, this guy who was a fucking fraud, because he had the look. I'm sorry I don't got the Roshan. I'm sorry I don't got the, hey, homie, what's going on?
Or
I'm
the
sorry.
blue eyes.
Or the blue eyes. Homie, I'm sorry I don't got that. But a guy who's a fraud that you can't call anybody, say who he is, got on the game like this. Right?
Real quick.
A guy like me, I'm from North Hollywood boys, homie. You could run my make any day you want, homie. You're like, oh yeah, this was from us.
Run his plates.
Yeah, you can run my plates all day long. But you know what? Nah, they ain't fucking with me. But they'll fuck with the fraud. And the fraud isn't so much as Indian heritage. I don't know anything about that. The fraud is the guy said he was from a East LA gang.
Right.
The guy said he was from he went to the joint. It was all a lie. That's why as soon as all got caught, he took his whole shit down. But this is the worst part. You don't gotta lie to kick it, homie. He could have came out straight and said, "Hey, man, I'm from Florida. I'm doing this."
Yeah.
We would have accepted him. Am I lying?
Telling the truth, yeah.
Tell the truth. You don't gotta lie to kick it.
Yeah.
So hopefully that answers the Choloani fucking thing.
There's another one. Tell them to look at it closely, and I want to play. I know you had a couple. We have a couple of more minutes if you want before I get some of my other questions.
Yeah. I had a couple questions for you. The first one is Night Owl. We all saw the beef you and Night Owl and what's his name had, right? And then we're not trying to rehash that whatsoever. Okay,
right.
First of all, do you regret not mending fences with Night Owl before he passed away? Rest in peace, Night Owl.
First, I want to say rest in peace, and then my answer is yes. And it's hard for me to speak on it because he is no longer here.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I need people to understand this about Night Owl, that I've been knowing Night Owl since 1994.
Oh, wow.
But another thing that a lot of people may not know, that we've only seen each other twice. Throughout the years, we've kept in contact through the phone. Right. I would say a year, maybe a year and a half before like he passed, we would actually maybe a year and a half before the whole situation blew up. We would talk literally pretty much every day, sometimes 3 to 4 times a day.
Wow.
That's how close we were. So and I'm just going to say the way it came out. When I didn't allow him and the other person to dictate who could be on my show,
right,
that's when things went south. And I called up Night Owl like a man, and I confronted him. Everybody knows I'm a very confrontational person. I don't go to people's pages. Back in the days, we used to pull up at people's houses.
Right. Yeah.
So I just called him up, and I just said, "Hey, bro, you called in. You insulted my guest. This is my platform." And he just said, "Well, you know what? You shouldn't have that motherfucking,
Yeah, that Night Owl be Night Owl.
Right. So we had words, and I just said, "You know what? From here on out, I can't fuck with you no more. You know what? I got love and respect for you, but you disrespected my platform." And then he started posting stuff up because I had an openly gay rapper here.
Oh, yeah.
So he put Rainbow Radio on his page.
Right.
We no longer support Tony. So he just started going off. So you know what? I didn't want to see that. So you know what I did? I just blocked him. Right. I blocked him and I blocked the other person. And then that's when he started going live. And I never saw none of the lives. I'm being honest with you. Right. I'll tell you when I saw him, probably about a year later. And I was in here working on some music, and I just happened to, and this was pretty much maybe a couple of months right before he passed away.
Right.
I just pressed play because it was on YouTube. And I'll tell you what really, really hurt me. The way he was talking about me and how passionately he was lying about me, And I was sitting there and I'm like, man, you know what? I can literally say, I love this dude, man.
Yeah.
And for him to say that, that's what really hurt me. And I know there's dudes out there that are listening, Tony's lying. Bro, I still got text messages. Everything, we used to talk about food, we talked about music, we talked about movements, we talked about everything.
But you were pretty pissed off, Tony, and that's when I made the video. And the video, it wasn't disrespectful to any. It was pretty much directed to all three of you guys. But it was like, this is the problem with Chicano rap, because it got to the point where Tony was like, fucking pull up, I'll move this table, we'll get down, we're gonna fight.
Right.
And this is my opinion again. I think that was wrong because it was like showing, here we go again. If we can't talk about it, we're gonna fight.
Okay, now let me address that.
Yeah, please.
There were 4 lives that were going on, that they were already out there, and I had not addressed it.
Right.
People were telling me, and I'm not going to say I was influenced because this came out on my own. Hey, man, are you going to address the whole Night Owl royalty situation?
Right.
And I said, yeah, I am. And I'll tell you, that was probably one of my hardest podcasts to ever do, because I said, I'm going to address it at the very end. So I'm interviewing 2 guests, and I cannot wait to address it. So the whole time,
you're pumping up.
I'm angry. I would ask my guest a question, and in my mind, I'm not even listening because I'm like, okay, how am I going to say this?
Yeah.
It was the most uncomfortable podcast I've ever done. So I will say this: when I went live and I addressed it, maybe wrong choice of words, but I'm going to be honest, it felt good.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet. I bet. But
and after that, it stopped. Now, if Night Owl would have said, well, you know what? Call me, let's talk or whatever, I would have.
Right.
Because I had more respect, but I would have want to at least have asked him, why did you lie about me, bro, and say those things? I would never say those things. He's told me private things, bro, that I will take to my grave.
Right.
You know, that, you know, if he told me something, I'm not going to say, hey, you know, he told me this, Gil.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that.
So how did you hear that he passed away, and how did you feel right after?
I felt fucked up, and I heard first that his leg was cut off. I found out the day after. I have friends that were his friends.
Yeah, mutual friends.
That called me up that I didn't even know
Yeah.
until they started going live and talking about me. Those guys, his friends, reached out to me and said, we don't like what he did.
Yeah.
You know what? And we told him he needs to stop. And Gil, here's on a positive note. They told him, here we have a platform, a Chicano platform shining light on us artists that get no light.
Right.
And us, our own people, are fucking it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And so I just felt, because they were telling people, you know, Tony needs to get checked. Tony needs to get jumped out. Tony needs to get this. So I just said, look,
Don't
bro.
need that DP.
Yeah. I just said, you know what? You check me. That's all I said.
Yeah, I get that.
But I will say this, Gil, because I heard this. Somebody sent me when you guys were talking about it. And I want to make a correction. There was never any going back and forth. I addressed it one time, and that was it.
Right.
But there was a time where you said, these guys are going back and forth. I've never went back and forth with those guys. I just addressed it one time. I felt good about it, and that was it. If Night Owl, not the other guy, but if Night Owl would have said, Tony, call me, fuck it, it's over.
It's over.
Yeah, it's over, bro. You know, I would have said fine.
But a lot of times, Tony, that's also our ego thing. Like once we get into a certain fight or beef, and we had our own drama on YouTube. Everybody, it comes with the fucking business. We just, the more we go deeper into it, we learn how to deal with it and not get so caught up into it, right?
Right.
But I think it comes to us like swallowing our pride and being like, you know what?
Right.
Because I'm sure if you could go back, if Night Owl could come back, you guys would have probably been like, hey, dude, this is
it's bullshit.
This is bullshit. Homie.
It's bullshit.
This is bullshit.
And to answer your question, as far as how did I find out, one of his homies called me.
Yeah.
I have multiple homies.
Oh, yeah.
That because I have heard people from their camp saying he better not ever come to San Diego. Our mutual friends that are connected have called me and said, you can come to San Diego. Ain't nobody gonna fuck with you.
Hey, but that's crazy. We're like the only fucking people that shit happens to you.
Yes.
You can't pull up on this city. Like,
Right.
what-
I know.
And that's keeping us down, brother.
Very, very true. Very, very true. So, you know what? So he called me and said, hey, Nada just passed away.
Yeah.
Now, how they think of me or whatever, I said this, look, bro, can you just tell his girl and his father my condolences, and I wish this thing would have never have happened. And he did.
No, and I saw some of your posting about him. I was like, all right, cool. That's cool. Tony's putting this in there. I was like, because it doesn't take balls, but that takes humility to be like, you know what, dude, I'm still gonna say this, rest in peace and this and that, because you could have been. There's some people that be like, fuck that guy, and that's it.
Right.
And that would have been wrong.
Yeah, and to me, because I can't live with bitterness and I can't live with unforgiveness in my heart, man.
Right.
I need peace in my life. And I wish that maybe we could have made peace while he was still alive.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I'm interviewing Tony A right now. Hey, are you gonna come down to our podcast, Tony, or we gotta pay you like $50? How much you want?
No, just buy me a hamburger special and a 40 ounce.
Hey, we need donations. We need $50 to take Tony to the American Cholo podcast.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. And one thing I will say this, and I'll say this publicly. Honestly, Gil, you can ask me whatever you want. We'll take calls, whatever you want. I've always said that, I'm a very transparent person.
Right.
Because there's people that have interviewed me, few people recently, they're like, hey, bro, can I ask you whatever you want? Whatever you want. Okay, they want to know about this. Well, they fucking ask me.
Then ask me, of course.
I don't hide anything, bro. So.
The other one I wanted to ask you was about Mr. D, the rapper. Were you like managing him for a minute, or what was it? Were you just like...
You mean like mentoring him?
Yeah, mentoring him. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
I saw him on Hood Stocks, and he didn't really say it was a fallout, but he kind of did. So, I think a lot of people heard it from his side. So what really happened with you and Mr. D?
Okay.
And what did you think about his talent, first of all?
Well, first of all, I think the guy is incredibly talented.
Right.
I do. I'm trying to figure out where to start with this because people told me, they couldn't wait to ask him that question. It was 10 minutes into the interview, and right away they said, what happened with you and Tony? Well, nobody knew anything,
right?
I don't want to use the word mentoring, but I will say this, that we would talk every day, sometimes even for hours. And what we always talked about was hip hop. He loved hip hop. He's an old soul.
Nice.
And one thing about him, he's a student of rap.
Right.
I mean, he would mention rappers that I'm thinking, wait a minute, bro, that's my era.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yes, like, Rakim, KRS-One, Run DMC, and, Schoolie D and Big Pun. And I'm like, he's not mentioning like, what's
Gucci
that?
Man or fucking like guys like that, like YG and all that. He's
right.
Old school.
Even to the point where like I want to learn how to pop because I want to pop when I'm up on stage. So these are
he does that too.
Yeah. So these are the kind of conversations that we had. Now, one thing that I want to make clear, and I don't want to take too long, I came out of retirement to produce him.
Okay.
Him and his manager knew that I wasn't producing anymore, and I didn't have any equipment.
Right.
I'm an old school guy. I don't do beats on laptops.
Right.
So the drum machine, when I came out of retirement to produce him, I was borrowing at the time, and they knew it.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So here's what I said. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give you guys 2 free beats. That's what I said. 2 free beats.
Right.
So the first single that came out was 2 songs that I did for free.
Right.
If you guys like them, this is what I'm charging for the album. And they said, okay, long story short.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Before I start working, I want at least half of it up front.
Right.
Before I start working. When I'm done, I want the other half.
Right.
Okay. I was already pretty much 4 songs into it. I had already directed the video and premiered it here. And respectfully, I'm going to say this because I don't have no problem with them.
Right.
I haven't received 1 penny yet.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't received anything. And then when I started getting paid in payments. But that's not, even though I accepted it, but that's not how I wanted it. If I wanted this much, I wanted this much all up front before I even start boom, boom, cat, cat on my drum machine.
Right.
So what I started doing, I started going to different producers that are my friends that I can use their equipment. Can I use your equipment? Yeah, for what? I need to produce some music.
Right.
Until my new drum machine, which I will show you, it's in the next room. Until I get my new drum machine. It literally took me 6 months from the day that I ordered my drum machine to receive it. So what I was doing, I was going to Santa Maria, working with my boy DJ Dominator. And I need to do this beat. Mm-hmm. So I know they said something like, well, he was going to different producers too.
Right.
You guys knew that I didn't have equipment. I came out of retirement to do this.
Right.
And the last time I saw them, I want to say it was about a week before Thanksgiving or 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, somewhere around there. And it was all loves and hugs, bro. They sat right here on the couch. We shook hands. All right, bro. See you later on. Me and D are going to work side by side. I'm going to start building tracks. Things are going to move a little bit faster.
Right.
Because I didn't have equipment. I never saw them again.
No phone call or nothing?
No phone call. And I never even getting finished paid half of my money that I wanted up front.
Yeah.
So when my apologies. So when somebody said, he mentioned that there was a fallout, bro, last time I saw you, I hugged you. And you know what my words were? Your success will be my pay.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
All I was getting was money from producing the album, 12 songs. And Gil, I'm going to say this. I told him I'll give you 18 songs. You guys pick the best 12, put them on the album. The rest songs you can keep, release them as singles.
Right.
I just want what I want. I wasn't getting no royalties. I wasn't getting no money from the shows. I wasn't getting no money from anywhere else.
Yeah.
That was it. Just pay me. I produced the record, promote it here. Yes, too. So when I heard Fallout, that was what hurt me because we would talk every day. My son is his age. So I started liking him so much, to be honest with you, Gil, that even my younger son started having a problem with it. My son would come home and like, you know what? Why don't you go with Mr. D? Why don't you go with this?
He was jealous.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I could see that.
You know, and I feel bad even saying because I don't even know if my son's listening.
Right.
But I started to really love this kid.
Yeah, you saw the talent, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna help him out, right?
Mm-hmm. And you know, and I still feel that way. But the way things just went, I was like, I just never heard from you, never saw you again, never anything.
Yeah.
Still talking about Mr. D, but off a different.
Mega Man, I'm sorry. Can you give me a beer, please? A Pacifico.
So. Talking about Mr. D, but off a different type of topic on it. Do you believe that the gangster culture of his hinders his thing? Because he can rap behind a Tupac beat all day long. Right. But there's a lot of guys who can sound...
A Pacifico, bro.
there's a lot of guys who can sound banging behind a Tupac beat, right? Can he handle his own on a different kind of beat and kind of change it, or is he just stuck on that kind of beat? Because you heard him,
right?
And you know what I'm trying to say, right? Because a lot of times people you could bang behind a Zap beat and everybody's like, oh yeah, this shit's banging because you're banging that beat.
I want to say absolutely. I don't think there's any, my opinion, okay? I don't think there's any Chicano rapper out there that can fade Mr. D.
That's right.
Okay, that's how much I believed in him. I thought he was such a rare talent, but I didn't think that he was fully. He had fully arrived just yet. I was trying to cultivate that gift and bring it out of him.
Groom him into that.
Groom him into it. Okay, thank you, bro. So what happened was this. That's why I was giving them 18 songs.
Right.
Because I wanted to try different beats. I took time to figure out where his voice was. From an 88 BPMs, which is tempo, to a 94, I go, that's where you sound the best.
Okay.
Anything after that, you start sounding like a high-pitched voice.
Right, yeah.
So I want to keep it right there. So I wanted to do so many different tracks, so many different beats. My thing is this: when I work with an artist, can I hear it at the club? Can I hear it on the radio? Can I see people rocking to it? Can I see people bumping it?
They'll do it.
Not just, this is for the hood.
Yeah.
If it hits the club, it's going to hit everything else.
I was trying to keep them away from that Tupac stuff.
Yeah.
Because everybody was saying, you're trying to, you're trying to sound. So I'm like, no, you're you. You're unique. You're different. And we're going to bring that out. And as soon as we stop working, here comes a Tupac instrumental, and he raps to it. And to be honest with you, I don't think, I barely listened to it maybe 2 weeks ago.
Right.
And if I were to critique it, I would say his rapping is on point. I would have did the chorus differently. But that's just me. But look, bro, I wish him the best. I wish his manager, Jeff, the best.
That's right.
I wish that we could have continued, but I just don't recall a fallout.
Yeah, I hear you. So, Tony, are you gonna ever do?
Go ahead.
Are you ever gonna start, or have you started the Chicano documentary? Or
yes.
Is it, what's going on with that? I know a lot of people want to know about that.
Well, I'll tell you what.
To me, it's almost impossible because you can't get all these guys in the same room. You can't get these guys to interview. How are you? Straight up. It's like you're trying to do the impossible with that, Tony. You're what you're trying to do. The Chicano documentary is harder than me trying to fucking get the unity with the Raza, boy.
Well, you know what? You're right. You're absolutely right. But my thing is this: I know that there's a lot of people that steal fucking ideas, and I'm gonna be real with you. Raza steals a lot of fucking ideas, bro. They just do. Mm-hmm. Okay, you can start doing something, somebody will do it the next fuck, because a lot of people fail to be creative. They're more followers than they are leaders. Okay, I go against the grain. Fucking nobody's doing it. Let me try. A ver si pega.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so that's what I do. Okay, the reason why I will not disclose my idea for this one, which I will share with you off camera, and then I'll tell you what.
Make sure to write it down.
Yes, and then when I go do your podcast. I'll bring something that we can play for the people.
Oh, beautiful. That's what's up. Okay. That's what's up.
So I don't tell people everything that I'm doing. But keep in mind, for almost a whole fucking year, if not longer, the whole fucking world was closed.
Yes, that's what I see.
Okay. So, look, let me say this. Before those two individuals, one of them, rest in peace, went live and started telling people that I was ripping them off, nobody was questioning anything. Our own people put those thoughts in our people's minds, so people started attacking me.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
You know, where is it? Where is it? I never give you a date, bro. Is it going to get done? Absolutely. You know, I've never logged off of social media. I never turned off my YouTube, never deactivated my Facebook. I still live in the same neighborhood. Yeah. I've been here over 20-something years as far as this house. So I'm here live every week.
Right.
You know, so all I'm saying, be a little patient. And then once again, I'll fill you in a little bit more when I go over there, and I'll give something to play. But I'll share my idea, and it's a whole lot fucking bigger than what you guys think. Let me just give you guys a snippet. You cannot fit, if Chicano rap started in 1990 when La Raza came out, because most people would date it back then.
Yeah.
Okay, you have 32 years. I'm not going to fit fucking 32 years, homie, in an hour.
That's right.
Yeah.
So think outside the box, please, for one moment. So,
we'll make a little docuseries.
Thank you. Okay. So.
Yeah, I'm a rapper, by the way. So
Yeah. Don't forget Gil. And good luck, man. Good luck with that project.
Okay, let me just. Some of these are.
Yeah, go ahead. Those are the questions I had for you, Tony.
Yeah.
And Mega Man, you still a cuckold? Not me for the private one.
Oh, he's always been a bull.
Oh, he was a bull.
Damn.
Brrr, he was
I've never been a Will Smith.
for Will. No, they said don't talk about
He's
Will.
going through all kinds of shit, man.
Okay, ask him who he thinks. Some of these got typos, so I'm gonna try to
I
work.
got it.
Ask him whatever his top 5 Chicano rappers from the early 2000s until now.
Early 2000s. I can't even really think about early 2000s. Me, I'm still stuck in like I'm still okay.
95?
Number one Chicano rapper. I don't give a shit who you are. It's got to be Kid Frost, whether you like him or not.
Right.
He is the most influential fucking Chicano rapper of all time. When Kid Frost was a rapper, he wasn't even known as Chicano rapper. He was just known as a fucking rapper, plain and simple, right? You had Kid Frost, you had Lighter Shade of Brown, you had what's the name for San
Spanish
Diego?
Fly.
Proper Dos,
Spanish Fly. But I think in other ones he doesn't consider himself Chicano rap, but Sick Jackin', dude.
Okay.
Sick Jackin', Psycho Realm, all those guys, they're banging. But as far as the 2000s, I don't. To be completely honest with you,
I wouldn't even know.
And those guys were not Chicano rap. But who I would say is the king, if you had to put Chicano rap and have a label that actually, damn, this is banging, it's Conejo. Conejo is the king of Chicano rap, homeboy, because he's a guy.
I would
who,
say King Little G.
No, King Little G is not Chicano rapper, homie. He won't say he's Chicano rapper. King Little G will just say he's a straight rapper. He's not. A Chicano rapper, the king of Chicano rap is Conejo, because he's since the 90s still going and still, and that is, it's a different style. That's something I could look at Chicano rap and say, all right, I like Chicano rap. But the other shit, what it is, it's hood rap. It is the homie, hey homie, I'm right here. Well, we all have that. We all have that, homie. And that's what's giving Chicano rap a bad name. But if you really package it nice and neatly, if Conejo didn't go on the run for all those years, do all that, and he would have got a label like everybody else, like Ice Cube, like Ice-T, and all, he would have blew up because he knows the hustle, he knows the game, and he knows how to package it and sell it.
Right. Okay. Now, it's funny. Once again, it goes back to from 2002 to 2017. If you came out, I didn't hear of you. Many Chicano rappers that come here, you never heard my shit? No, I never heard of it. They really get offended.
Yes, they do.
They really.
Yes, they do.
Now, I will say this. In the Chicano Rap documentary, okay, by the way, it's not going to be called Chicano Rap documentary. That's just what I just called it.
Yeah. That's what we know it as right now.
Because I named it something totally different. Now, I always ask people, what is Chicano Rap? Okay? And I asked them.
Right.
A lot of people, well, I don't want to say a lot of people. I'll tell you what certain people said, because they all have different interpretations. Sureño rap, homie. So I'm like, fuck. So a norteño can't be a Chicano rapper? Okay. What is Chicano rap? Rapping off of oldies. Okay. Another guy said rapping to funk beats and Roger and Zap. That's what he said. Another guy said it's gang rap. So I haven't met two people that think the same thing.
Yeah, of course not.
Now, the best answer, once again, I give him credit for it was Rich G that said this, and he was a part of the whole Brown Side movement.
Yes.
It's nuestra cultura. It's our culture.
Yes, it is.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yes, it is.
Because when we say it is gang rap, it is sureño rap, we already put a roof
on top.
Yes. So I'm trying to teach people, man, that you can climb the ladder, bro.
And it's definitely true. It is our thing, and that's actually the best answer I've heard so far. But the problem was that it got so saturated with bad rappers. I mean, no diss to the homies. Listen, I'll drink a Pacifico with you in the alley, in the hood, and bump your shit, carnal, all day long. I got a homie like that.
But you ain't gonna be in the club.
But I ain't gonna put your shit on my podcast. I'm not gonna put your shit on my thing. No. Yeah, I'm from the hood. I'm from here. All right, no problem. I got that. But that's for here. And I think like I said, you go to Latin Beast or any of those guys, the majority of that stuff's like, hey, homie, don't quit your day job. It ain't no knock on the homies.
Right.
But there is some stuff in there that, damn, these guys are fucking talented.
Very talented.
Straight up.
Okay, now.
I just think if they can get their beats to be in a club, it's going to hit the mainstream
the
radio.
beats are good. It's the rap, dude. Some of these guys are, voy aquí, hice la izquierda, vengo pa' acá. Like, Jesus. You know what it is.
Right. Okay. And I'm only quoting AOT. He wrote 70% of Kid Frost's raps. Okay. Yes. AOT. He sat right here and he said this: Chicano rap sucks. Most of Chicano rap sucks. Yeah. He said a lot of Chicano rap sucks.
Yes.
I have to say it's true.
It's true.
It's true.
It's true. It's
now a lot of people say, well, how come we haven't got our foot in? Release good music, bro.
Yeah.
Release good music.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely. But that's when I come back to like Sick Jackin'. That fool ain't Chicano rap. You listen to Sick Jackin' rap. That son of a bitch got the flow, got the melody, got the rap, got the whole shit. And there's a lot of people like that, but the problem is we don't support him. Why? Him was that vatos from Pico and Union. He's from over here.
Yeah.
That vatos from over here, and we need to get off that train. The brothers hate them, love them, whatever it is. To me, when I see their movements, to me, it's I don't. When people say, "Oh, you hate them," nah, dude. More power to you. Your movements are great. You guys are pushing. I'm actually taking a page out of your book and trying to do the same thing. Right? They support the yeah, there's a lot of hate within them like anybody else. But no, man, they support the hell out of each other, man. And that's what we, especially we got somebody who's so talented. Like you got the one guy also, I think it's CNG. There was a lot of guys that were sitting there shitting on the guy because he wasn't a gang member. So fucking what? But he's saying the story of what you know, and you're hearing this. If he was a penitentiary guy, you go, "Oh, that fool's banging." Only because he's not penitentiary, he's not banging. What's wrong with us, man? We need to get off
but
that
shit. Tupac, he wasn't a gang member.
Tupac wasn't a gang member. Tupac was none of that. But why? Because Tupac, you know why Tupac is so loved by us? Because he fucking named us in one verse. There wouldn't be LA without Mexicans. That's how Tupac bought all of us, like a bunch of fucking dummies. Listen. I bumped Tupac. I bumped all that shit. But Tupac bought all of us. All he said was, "It ain't LA without Mexicans." I was saying, "Oh, we love Tupac." Pinche bola de pendejos. Pinche bola de pendejos. That's all Tupac. That's all a black man had to say. He goes, "It wouldn't be LA without." And you had the shirt the other day, Mexican. I don't know if but that's what it was. We all bought into it because Tupac said it wouldn't be LA without Mexicans. That's how small a little thing is. It influences the shit out of us.
And here's another one, okay? And again, we're just saying things that influence our culture.
Yes.
Okay, we're not trying to say Tupac's whack, fuck Tupac.
No, absolutely
we're
not.
Saying
absolutely not. We're having that conversation.
I need to say it because I don't want people to think, they're
bang
dissing.
on you. Bang on you.
He raised an entire generation to say only God can judge me.
Yes, only God can judge me now. Yes, absolutely.
How many Chicano only God can judge me?
Yep.
There's one guy, only God can me.
Yeah, and that was Fool's Gone Wild. I seen that today.
Yeah, like pendejo.
But
like
that's the influence that they have on our community. Why? Because we let them have that influence, brother. Because we didn't support each other because we're so fucking tribal, carnal. We're so tribal. We need to think of it like this. When I speak, Tony, when you speak, when Boo Boo speaks, when any other podcaster speaks, don't look at us as somebody you don't know. Look at us as your tío. Look at us as your father. Look at us as your cousin. Look at us as somebody that's in your family because, like I said, we are family. But are we going to be a dysfunctional or are we going to be functional? And that's the problem with us. We always look at each other like a rival. I am not your rival, homie. I am your brother. If one of us makes it, we all make it. Awesome. But the thing is this, when they make it, we call them out. We said, "Hey, where the fuck are you guys? Where are the George Lopez's? Where are all these other guys who sit there and say they love the community? Okay, well, come help the community. Come to our movements. Come to our stuff. Support us just the way you supported Black Lives Matter because they all supported Black Lives Matter. And more power to them. But now give us the same attention. Just like your son was jealous of fucking Mr. D, I'm that guy saying, hey, where's our love now?"
Right. No, you're absolutely right. Damn. Okay.
I'm sorry. I go on these things. I don't know, Tony.
No, it's all good. Okay. Here's another question. Why do people put such an importance on someone having served prison time or to determine if someone has a street cred or not? Do you understand the question? Because there's a couple of times. Okay.
Absolutely. This is what it is, man. I grew up throughout all that whole era, right? I went out of YA. I luckily, for whatever reason, didn't go to the joint, dude. And people to this day say, "Oh, you didn't go to the pinta." Listen, how many?
Thank God.
Yeah,
listen,
right?
No, this is what it was. I was out on the streets, running the streets in my hood, had guys from the joint looking up to me, right? And then one day I woke up, I get busted. I'm in the county jail, and this is my enlightenment moment, right? This is 1997. I'm busted in there. They raided my pad. I got 2 straps. My mom got caught with cocaine, the whole shebang, right? And I'm in the county jail, fool. And I'm looking around, and I don't know what happened, Tony. I'm looking at this fucking old tecato vato, like, man. I'm like, what the fuck? It was like a movie, dude. What the fuck am I doing here? Is that who I want to be?
Yeah.
Is that what I want to do?
Yeah.
I still did 2 years. I got out. And I said, no, fuck that. The thing is this. We didn't know any better. So what happens is guys from the penitentiary have been coming out here, and I'm not saying they were wrong.
Right.
I'm saying they were wrong doing it, but they didn't know. They've been coming out here romanticizing prison for the last 50 fucking years, homie. Hey, homie, I went to Susanville. Hey, homie, I went to Fall. Hey, homie, you ain't a gangster until you went here. Hey, homie, you ain't a gangster until. But those guys now, they're all, not all, majority are broke. They're drug addicts. They're having horrible lives, and they're having regrets that they went down that fucking line. So what do they got? That's all I got. When all you got is prison, that's what you're gonna push, because what? You can't sit there and tell. I've had homies of mine that are a little bit older than me, some gangster ass fools in my hood, and I seen them on the block, and they're like, "Hey, Strange." I said, "What's up, homie?" "Hey, you're right, fool." He's like, "What'd you say?" "You know what it is, homie. You're right, but I can't tell these fools." Straight up like that. Like,
right.
Because fools will be like, "How can you talk like that?" I'm still in my hood and I talk the same way. Why? Because I still know the same guys. I still go to the liquor store, see the same homies that I was out there running amok, and they know what future I had. But I had the clarity to sit there and say, "Wait a minute, this is wrong. There's something going on here that's not right," right? But we were so romanticized by prison. Prison meant everything to us. Prison to us as a community was going to Harvard, going to Yale. This vato came out the pinta. Oh my God, we're glamorizing him. And then we thought as children, I know I did, I'm gonna go to the pinta, I'm gonna do life for my hood. It's gonna be the greatest thing in the world. But you know what it is? It's an 8x12 fucking cell, homie. It's an 8x12 cell that you're gonna be bored out of your fucking mind. That is the reality of going to jail, going to prison for the rest of your life. It's a horrible existence, but that's all they got. They're gonna come out here and tell you it's a good thing, homie.
Yeah, my story was a little different. Like, I started so young. There's pictures of me on the internet. I was like 10 years old, all banged out. I just seen one come up on, what is that? Hispanic. Southern Hispanics. A picture just came out of me. I was like 10 years old with some of my homies, you know? And I started so young that I wasn't even old enough to go to juvenile hall. I was going to foster care. So they would take me out of my home, take me to foster care, and then I started going to juvenile hall. Then I started hitting the Sylmar, the East Lakes, the fucking LPs. You know, then I went to Fresnales, but I only went on a 90-day op. I was segregated from everybody, so I officially don't even say I went to YA because you know, because at 17 I went to the county jail for a murder. You know, I spent a whole year fighting that case.
Right.
In that year, I see all these fools fucking hardcore fucking bangers older than me because I was in Supermax. I was the youngest kid in there. And these older fools were like, "How the fuck, how old are you?" And I'm like, fucking, like, look, I was scared, like 17, you know, like, seriously, it ain't no fucking joke, you know, like, fuck yeah, I was scared, homie, I was 17. After a while, I started seeing people from juvenile hall meeting up there. I was like, "Hey, I remember you, blah, 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 whatever, you know." But these fools that were already my age today, you know, 45, they were like, "Hey, fool, dude, fucking get out this game, homie." I'm looking at life because I killed like 7 people. I went into a party and fucking shot 7 fools. That was my bunkie, you know, in Supermax. And, you know, it makes you think a lot, you know. And then when I got out and I went back to the streets, I had older homeboys that weren't even from the neighborhood longer than me trying to be like, "Oh, that's my young homie right there. That's my younger buddy." Fuck you, motherfucker. I've been here. Fool, I remember when you got jumped in, homie. Like, what the fuck you tripping on, dog? You know? And it's just like, this ain't a lie, you know?
You know what it is? Misery loves company.
Yeah.
You know, you said, you said glamorizing or romanticizing.
Romanticizing. We romanticize. It's like a book, homeboy.
Okay. In late 80s, and this is before I pretty much stopped fucking around, and I got my record deal, and thank God for that.
Yeah.
I remember there were dudes, it was a trend going around here where dudes were selling their state boots.
I can see that. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
For sure.
And I'm going to tell you what, dudes were buying them because they thought if other heads see these, they're going to know I've been to the pen.
Yeah.
And they were wearing them, bro. It was like wearing some Stacey Adams.
It was a badge of honor. Yes. And in our community, being out of prison is a badge of honor. Being in our community, but it's not a badge of honor. Right. It's something that you fucked up, you got caught. Most guys that have come out of the joint that have done 20-something years, they're coming out here like, fuck this. And I've got homies that I was around with when I started doing my YA time, they're barely getting on the joint for murders right now. And I talk to them, and like, "Hey, what's up, homie?" And I'm the same guy, whoever the fuck I'm talking to. "Hey, so how'd that work out for you?" Like, "Nah, fool, that's just fucked up." Like, "So was it worth it?" "Ah, fuck no." They'll tell you straight up, and I'll fuck with them. Like, "Nah, fuck no, that ain't worth it." And they'll tell, they're the kind of guys that they're still from the old school. They won't do podcasts, but they'll be like, "Hey, fool, keep doing your thing."
Yeah.
There ain't no homie in my hood coming at me talking about, "Hey," because they know what it is. They know that, hey, you're just saying shit that fuck.
It's true.
Yeah.
In my eyes, when I look, being a gangster is owning your own home, owning your own lowrider, owning your own Harley, supporting your kids, having a great job.
Absolutely.
That's fucking being
able
gangster.
To pay your bills.
Being able to pay your bills. And that's fucking gangster.
Without worrying about the cops fucking knocking on your door and taking your shit. That's gangster, homeboy.
Okay, we got a couple of more questions, and then we got We got a couple of more minutes. Question. Why do you think you've been labeled public enemy number one by a certain segment of YouTube community? Have you ever heard that? Okay. He said,
There's a certain people of a YouTube community who thinks that I'm hating on them, who thinks that I don't like norteños, who sit there and say all kind of stuff. And this is my question to every so-called cholote out there, to every penitentiary guy out there, to any gangster out there. This is my question to you. It's a simple yes or no. Okay. If you had a homie in your hood who had political pull, was a tyrant in your hood, was taxing you for money, was taxing you for guns, was taxing you for dope. And if you didn't pay your dope, didn't pay your money, didn't do all this, he would have your own homies book you, possibly kill you. This same homie turns around, gets caught up in a case, and snitches on all the other homies. And the other homies get washed up. Are you going to accept that homie back in your hood 5-10 years later because he says I'm doing good? That's my question.
Right.
Are you going to accept that homie?
Hell no.
No. So there's certain people that I won't mess with on YouTube. And it's got nothing to do with their status of what gang shit they are or what this. There are certain rules, there are certain parts you can't come back from. And that is part of the game. Yes. So you can't come out here and after you're doing all that gangster shit and do some shit like that and think you're going to come back. You may go to somebody, go ahead. On mine, I'm not messing with you. Because why? You can't be trusted, homie. Yeah. And especially in a movement we're trying to do, nah, dude. That's somebody you can't trust. And the question again, yes or no, would you accept that person in your hood?
Right. Okay. Yes or no? Put it on the live chat. Okay, everybody. Here's another question from the fans today. We got just a couple more, maybe like 3 more. Would him and Hoodstock squash the beef if there are about unity? They should both shake hands and support each other. Is there a beef?
There is no beef with Hoodstock. It was Lucky being drunk as fuck, talking about he wants that fade, my G. Lucky wanted that fade, right? And
he called you out?
Oh yeah. Lucky called me out.
Is that on YouTube?
I think he took it down. He was all fucked up. He was drunk as fuck. He was calling me and I think Marvelous out. He was all, and then the next day I called him. I said, hey Lux, you got my number, homie. You can call me. I said, what's up? Oh well, I said, Lux, have you heard me? Have you seen me actually talking shit about it? No, but I said, then what the fuck? I hear people saying that you're talking shit about me all the time. I hear people, and I told them the same thing. Tony's talking shit all the time. I said, I don't give a fuck. Look, you got my number, homie. And after that, it was done. So there is no beef between Lux. Hopefully, Lucky will listen to this and come to the May 21st thing, homie.
Awesome. So there's your answer. That's why I took the initiative when I text you, because I started hearing it from 2 people, and I didn't want to let it go longer.
Right.
But that was actually, believe it or not, that was actually the first time that I had ever heard something like that.
Of course.
So that's why when I say, hey, look, bro, I just wanted to let you know, blah, blah, blah. Gil, have any plans to ever get into politics?
I've kind of just thought about it a little bit because when I see the politicians nowadays and where my area is and just in general, dude, they have no real answers. What people fail to realize, Tony, is that politicians, all the way from the president to the senators to the Congress, they're just people.
Yeah,
they're just people. But since they have a bigger platform, people believe that they have these ideas, and most of them have the same stale ass ideas.
Yeah.
And do I really want to get into politics? No, I don't. I want to get into us making a movement, because if I get into politics, that stops all this.
Yeah,
it really does.
What's up, Tony? Longtime supporter. Question: what does he really feel about Roger the Caller?
Roger.
Hey, don't give him no clout. Don't give him no clout. Roger was actually a troll of mine.
Okay.
For a minute, and I eventually had many conversations with Roger, and he actually brings a good spirit to the channel.
Yeah.
So, except Roger wants too much money. I can't pay you, Roger. So nah. But now Roger's an old troll that I made into an actual fan, dude. So,
okay.
Yeah, people love Roger. Guy. People love Roger. I don't like Roger. I think Roger lives in his basement. Now we got beef with Roger.
Yeah.
AOG, make a podcast about how to make it out the hood and stay out the hood.
I think we've been doing that.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Ask him what he thinks about the neighborhood just being on something about your neighborhood just being on the news because.
Oh no, that was the guys from the Hollywood locals. It's a different hood.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
But I will say this on that. It was a city attorney. It's a certain area of North Hollywood, off of Van Owen and Fulton. Those guys ended up moving in there. The city attorney came in there and is getting the place for a slumlord. And I think that's a good thing. I think it's horrible for people to live in an apartment building and have gang members run amok, play all kind of music, not give a fuck, and mostly they don't live there.
Yeah,
it's a horrible thing, and that's something that should be in our community. Be like, dude, we need to stop doing this.
Yeah. Yeah,
and that happens in all neighborhoods.
Yeah,
right.
But back then more than now.
Yeah.
What took so long for this to come together?
Yeah, Tony. Yeah, Tony.
Here's what I said.
Yeah, Tony.
Timing is everything.
Timing is everything. That's right.
Timing is
spoken like an. Hey, are you sure you're not running for politics, Tony?
Right.
Hey, you never know.
Shit.
Other than that, Big Dog, anything we didn't ask you? Anything you want to cover?
Brother, I think this was great for us, Tony.
Yes.
This was absolutely great, brother.
I believe that as well. I'm trying to fix my time really quick over here. Okay, cool. All right. Other than that, anything you want to bring up? Anything you want to promote? Once again, who's invited to this movement? Is this handpicked?
It is not handpicked. It's
Okay.
anybody who's brown, black, white, doesn't really matter, right? But it is more for Raza,
right?
Cali Mex, I like to say, Central American, Latinos, Indigenous, Mexican American, Chicanos. And I put that umbrella because we need to come together as one people, right? May 21st, North Hollywood, whoever has brown kids, brown nephews, brown nieces, brown family who wants to try to figure out how we can progress as people, you are invited. If you're coming with that bullshit, if you're coming with that gangbang shit, because I had a Norteño guy hit me up, hey, Gil, can I come? I don't give a shit, come. I don't care. I am not pushing this. This ain't no Southsider thing. This ain't no Hollywood thing. This ain't no Valle thing. This is us as brown men and women coming together as adults to speak to one another. We will have armed security there just to make people feel safer, right?
Right.
But it's about us coming together to have these conversations and share ideas with one another.
Damn, he said norteños.
He said norteños, homie.
That's good, man. That's good. You know, like, again, I had this one guy. He called me from up north.
Right.
And he said, I really want to come to your podcast. The big name out there.
All right.
Yeah.
But I can't. And I said, why? He said, because I just can't. He goes, I don't even know if I'll even leave there alive. And I was just like,
oh, Jesus, no.
I said, all right, cool, man, whatever. And then I said, well, let me do your podcast. And he goes, nah, I'll get fucked up.
I know what you're talking about.
So I'm like, why did you even call me?
I reached out to him. I reached out to his homie. One of his homies told me he was going to come on. They don't. So we're calling out the Norteño guys up there. You guys all talk a good one. You guys all talk about unity. Let's get this shit cracking. You know who you are. The Norteños up there who got podcasts, who got videos. We're calling you guys out. You want to do this? We're putting our necks on the line. We're saying we're down with it. Are you down with it?
Ta-dum-tum. There it is there.
There you go.
There
We
it is
end
there.
it like that.
Other than that, my brother, let's start with you. Any shout-outs you want to give?
No.
Give a shout out to your beard, fool.
You're right, my beard. It walks alone.
Shit.
Go ahead, Gil. Any shout-outs?
No, Tony, I just want to thank your crew for inviting us. This was a great conversation. Thank all the Raza out there listening. And we're here to bring conversations to the table. If you guys want to hear these conversations, you go to our platform, American Cholo. Love us or hate us, we're telling the truth, and the truth hurts, homeboy. So it is what it is.
Damn, the truth hurts. Anyways, other than that, once again, I'm giving my shout-outs to my boy Alex Cervantes, the guy on the ones and twos, Norbert. Once again, I want to give a shout out to Anthony, my son B. Scanless, also Mega Man, and the ladies here. Much love, much respect to you guys. And once again, carnal, muchas gracias.
For sure.
Gil, muchas gracias. Hopefully this isn't the last time.
No, this won't be.
I definitely want to go on your podcast and answer some really good questions because my ass is a talker.
That's right.
I can really talk.
I'm down with that.
Seriously. So, but okay, everybody. Once again, I want to thank everybody on the live chat, everybody who gave, everybody who's supporting. Much love, much respect. Let's continue to go forward. There's only one way, and that's up. Let's just unite. Let's come together and let's put the bullshit aside.
That's right.
And let's move forward. So, hope May 21st. You said
May 21st, homeboy, North Hollywood.
May 21st. So, other than that, God bless. So, you guys here Wednesday. I got 2 guests coming in, and then I have another great guest coming on Sunday. So, other than that, Alex, take us away, and we're out of here. And I'm gonna start drinking more.
That's right.
Drink.
You'll call somebody, text somebody, slap the shit out of somebody. Let them know that Roadium Radio is live up in this biatch.